have shit. Fuck. Why is it only now that I'm remembering I need to take my meds? I thought about it earlier. And then again. And then I just didn't take them. I'm like, God, why am I in pain? Holy shit, it might be because you forgot to take your fucking medication. That's one pill. 2. Sorry. Five. Five pills later. And that's everything but my ibuprofen, because I refuse to take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen 3 times a day when it doesn't do anything and I don't feel like killing my liver. Because it doesn't do anything for pain. Thank you, BGM, for existing. Okay, I got everything set up. Hello and welcome to another session of Avion here, playing, reading, streaming some Fate Stay Night Remastered. And, oh boy, I'm finally being able to do it on a Friday. Because I don't have work today. Even though I usually set my time to stream later in the day so that I can get home and do the stream. For whatever reason, the past 3 like Mondays and Fridays, I've just been absolutely fucked when I get home. Just straight dead. I lie down, I'm in pain, my knees are screaming at me, and I lay down, I'm like, ugh, oh god, I can't get up, fuck. Then my back's all like, hey, motherfucker, don't forget about me. And I'm like, ah, no. And then I just kind of fall asleep. And then I'll wake up and I'm like, shit. I miss doing little stream time. I'm like, oh, I like to do my little stream times. I'm sad. Like son of a bitch. Anyway, Previously, we left off as to something something saber. And reading this now, fully awake, I'm just thinking, I'm probably just going to go with the option that sounds the most himbo. Where did you get those clothes? You just ask about this clothes she's wearing. Yeah, totally. So, Saber, I want to ask you something. How big is that? Yes, what is it? Where did you get those clothes? You look completely different than yesterday, so it kind of caught me off guard. Actually, I'm still bewildered. I mean, this is kind of what I would have assumed, but yes. Yeah. Rin provided them for me. She thought it would be best that I avoid attracting attention, as I'm unable to return to spirit form. I see. I had no idea. What about them? Nothing. Don't worry about it. I wanted to tell her they look good on her, but I managed to stop myself. If I said something like that, I'd probably go beet red. Trust me, buddy. There ain't nothing. I understand the feeling. I went beet red that time that I submitted my hands to crush an apple because there was a VTuber girl that had like this fetish with hands and apples. It was her anniversary. It's Kirsha, by the way. So Kirsha wanted guys to record themselves crushing or taking pictures of them crushing apples with their hands, right? Okay, so I did this. And I remember when she went over it and it said I had like baby hands. I'm like, I'm sorry. My body very smooth. So you can't really see definition on my hands too well until I actually started crushing the apple. And just the whole situation, I just went straight red, man. The slur! Howdy, Cupcake. Shitto. Well, yeah, you know, yesterday's armor. Yeah, I was just wondering what happened to your armor. There's no need to worry about that. There are no rules for wearing armor. I have it off while I'm wearing these clothes. That armor is created from my magical energy. I can call for it, as needed. I can only respond with amazement. Anyway, no doubt she'd draw a lot of attention going around in that armor. But if they were wearing something like that, I could probably make up some story to the neighbors that she's a distant relative of my old man or something. Yeah, because Hiritsugu was totally blonde, with green eyes. Well, actually, I have to do that anyway. But then, here's something heavy hit the floor by the door. What's that? I turned to face the sound at the door. Rin, what are you doing here? There's Tosaka, a duffel bag at her feet. When the man comes to a screeching halt. I thought Tosaka had gone home, but here she is, at the dojo, in her ordinary clothes. Why is she carrying so much stuff? I don't know, but we still see her thighs, so everything's fine. What are you doing here, Tosaka? What do you mean? I went home to get my stuff. Wouldn't it be the sensible thing since I'm going to live here from now on? Listen, you're gonna overload the redhead. Yes, you're overloading him. Live? You're living here? In my house? Under this roof? At this time of day? Before we're ballast in the kitchen? That's what teaming up means, right? Honestly, what do you think we were talking about earlier? I did think you'd be moving in. This is so sudden. I don't even have a ring yet. No, wait, I'm going to give that to Saber. Or Tosaka. I can't even speak. I need something. I need to say something or else this is going to turn into a huge mess. But my brain refuses to work. So where's my room? If you don't have one ready, I'll just pick one. And why did you immediately go into the room with people? Like, Were you in the house? Were you just wandering around my house and, like, where the fuck is Shiro? How long have you been carrying that duffel bag until you realized we were in the dojo? She just pushes right past me, brashly invading my home. For a second, perhaps third time. Maybe more. I've lost count. No, hold up, wouldn't this be wrong? I mean, Tosak is pretty much the school's idol. Having her in my house at all is already a big deal. But I don't know how people would react if she started staying here or living with me. There's the odds. And Fujine would absolutely kill me. And, well, maybe this is just a plot on... I keep wanting to say Toesucker. On Toesucker's part. To get rid of the master. Oh, by the way, why don't you prepare a room for her, too? Unlike my archer, your servant actually takes up space, so you need to set up a place for her to rest. Well, I guess it's not a huge deal, if you think just one futon would be enough for the two of you. I mean, I'm pretty sure Saber could just, like, stand in the closet in, like, rest mode and just power down. Is she implying Saber and I sleep in the same bed or something? Like hell, that's going to happen. Baka, you think you could just say whatever because I'm being quiet? But that isn't ever happening. Saber's a girl, you know? You're missing the point. Oh wait, I'm not Shiro anymore. You're missing the point. Well, whatever. Did you hear that, Saber? Is Shiro saying he doesn't want to share a room with a girl? Saber's staring at me. The glare. He looks really stern. Is he shorter than Rin? Why are you shorter than Rin? You're English! Wait, is Rin even Japanese? Computing. I don't know. Her name sounds it, definitely. Yeah. My god. Rin's got the fucking smug toe sucker face. Look at it. Anyway, that will not do. Shiro. A servant must protect their master at all times. Masters are most vulnerable when they are asleep. One must be in the room with you to protect you. You never know. Someone might come in and poke your butts. You never know about these things. But that's even worse. What the hell are you two thinking? Shouldn't girls really be thinking about that kind of stuff? I know Rin's definitely thinking it. Saber's not. Rin is. Why? Why are the two of them just silently staring at me like that? Like they forget I have a penis or something. Uh-huh. You do know, you don't really need to treat servants like humans, right? I guess there's just no sense telling Shiro that, though. I'm about to protest, but I shut my mouth. The discomfort I felt when I was talking to Toesucker in the living room earlier comes rushing back. Actually, I just figured out the cause of my discomfort. Hold on. Toesucker, when did you start calling me by my first name? Huh? I didn't even realize it. I thought it happened pretty quickly. It did happen quickly. At least, how I felt. Oh. If you don't like it, I'll try to be more careful about it, but do you care, Shiro? Tosaka's so casual about this, not really caring how I feel. You're right, Issei. It's not that Rin Tosaka might be a cruel enchantress. She is one. Fine. Do whatever you want. You can call me whatever you like. Don't... Do not give her that permission, Shiro. She will say dog and sits, boy. And be a good... This is a bad idea, Shiro. You know not what you say. Yeah, I will then. Rin, please, do not change the subject. We have not finished deciding the matter. Shiro and my living arrangements, and me being pressed right up against him in bed. Oh, that's right, but given Shiro's reaction, it might not be realistic for you and Shiro to share a room. There's no point in treating servants like humans, but you might as well give up since... You see how dense this man is? You can fucking crack an egg on that skull, and then some. Probably a coconut. A whole-ass coconut. No, how painful that'd be? You just stand there and take it. Alright, that is not true. Shiro simply expressed his discomfort, but he did not outright say no. Help. I'm being assaulted by women. Oh god, their face is smug! You heard her. So what do you really mean, Shiro? Dot. Hold on a minute. I don't understand how, in a single day, she could just casually start calling me Shiro, like a cat! She just picked up and named. Well, that's not really the issue here. This is about Saber's living arrangement. Shiro, I will ask you once again. It is the servant's job to guard you while you sleep. At this point, I am sure you understand your position as a master. And be sure not to wear the late-night prison pounding pants. Just in case. My decision won't change no matter how much she stares at me like that. Making me feel things. Like horny. A little bit of anger. But mostly the other thing. No, I'll prepare a different room for Saber. I'll make sure her room's closest to mine. And that should be a good compromise. Intimidation won't work on me. Anyway, I'm a man, so I have to draw the line. You need to be more mindful of your position too, Saber. Yes, exactly. That is why I'm simply insisting as a servant that I protect you, Master's ass. No, not that. I'm talking about your own position. If you don't get it, then never mind. If you're going to keep pressing the issue, I'll make you understand if I have to use my command spell. I try to scare Saber off the subject. I'm just gonna look suspiciously at Rin. Or using this command spells stupidly. I would not like you using a command spell for that reason. Our future would be bleak indeed if you were to use such a thing to command me not to protect you. You're right. Shiro is the first and definitely last master to say something like that. Please do not call the kettle fucking black, Mrs. Pot! You went and commanded Archer to listen to your commands like it's... Anyway. Don't be stupid. I don't want to use my command spell for something like this either. Understood. There. I will follow Master's command. But what will you do if you are ambushed? Assassins have the ability to close in onto their target by concealing their presence. If that were to happen, are you able to protect yourself until I reach you? Well, I really can't tell her that I can take care of myself. I mean, you did survive long enough because Lancer was a dumbass. Yeah, I managed to survive against the Lancer, but I won't have that kind of luck twice. Yeah, you didn't even know you had a servant. Just thought you were a person. Rin. Rin, hold on. Rin. Toesucker, Rin. Why are you defending me? I mean, I'll take it, thank you. But why? Missions. That's not possible. This mansion has a bounded field set up to alert the residents of any intruders. We may not be able to avoid being attacked, but we should be able to detect attempts at an ambush. If that happens, the Saber should have time to rush his Shiro's defense before he's attacked, so you can go ahead and take another room. He looks so disappointed about this. You really wanted to sleep in Shiro's room. I mean, I made a joke about Shiro being a dog, but Saber. Anyway, if that may be true, but then why don't you take the room next to Shiro's? You're fine as long as you two don't share rooms, right, Emiya? Osaka purposely calls me Emiya at the end. Osaka, that's a bit of a misconception. I'm saying it for your sake, so it's justified. Anyway, I don't know which room I should take. Oh god, that smile. Osaka takes her luggage and heads towards the mansion. Putting an end to the conversation, she's making herself right at home. She seems cheerful, like a student picking her room at a school trip. Yeah. How terrifying. The way Tosaka carries herself so self-assuredly mesmerizes the two of us, and we both watch her go in stunned dismay. Yeah, it's like she's... We all leave the dojo and head back to the house. For the time being, I need to give them all a tour, so Saber can select her room. This is the Japanese-style room. And it'd be awkward if I was... Just checking. Okay, I wanted to check stream elements real quick to make sure I wasn't, like, actually had stream borked. Okay, good. Everything's fine. You'll get to the guest house if you walk along the veranda corridor towards the detached side of the house. Seems like Tosaka wants to go that way. Yeah. I need to take my sleep meds. Anyway, as we talk, I explain where everything is. I'm not sure if she's even listening, since Saber is just following me if I'd react to a single thing I say. Saber is probably just like mechanically like, yes, room. Pretty much, yeah. I don't need to know the layout of the house. I just need to know where your room is, Shiro. Room is this way. It's pretty far into the house. Then, please, lead me there. There's something I wish to discuss with you. Privately. Privately? That means there's something she doesn't want Tosaka to hear. I think Tosaka would hear us since she's in the detached area of the house, but I can't forget that she's still a master. She could just as easily listen in, and besides, the veranda's hardly a place to talk in private. Oh my god. Here, this is my room. This is your room, Shiro? Hmm? The moment we step into my room, Saber's eyes widen with surprise. What's wrong? I don't think there's anything around here that should surprise you like that. No. It is not that there's anything that surprises me. It is more that I'm more surprised there's nothing here. You are certain this is your room, not just like a study, or like a guest room, or like a place where you set your dog. Anyway, why would I lie to you about that? I only come here to sleep. So it makes sense there's nothing here. I mean, if there's like a whole ass like place like this, yeah, I could see my room being like that because I probably have to say, ooh. Why do I always yawn? There. Because I would probably end up staying like in the study. I would end up putting all of my phone. Because if I had a place where there's like multiple rooms separated to things, then I would probably live in a area where like I had a designated area where I had all my books and my craft stuff and art supplies and computers and shit set up. That would just be all in like my study, right? And then have like a little spot there set up for where I stream instead of just having it all in my one singular studio apartment. And in that case, I would just actually have a room in my actual room where I just sleep. So I can kind of understand what Shiro is doing. Anyway, now they come here to sleep, so it makes sense that there's nothing here. I see. I just did not expect that. I imagine you to be a collector of some sort. He's collecting a woman right now. Just look at yourself in the mirror. Anyway, Saber steps into the Japanese-style room, running her hand along the wall and sliding paper door, feeling its texture. Oh god. She's autistic. Anyway, her touch is gentle, as if contact with these things will let her learn their history, see their memories. I'm glad. Your room may seem sparse, but it feels like it has been treated with care. It looks drab, but I can feel the warmth here. Warmth? Well, I guess that's true. Maybe it's how this mansion's been structured, but this room is cool during the summer and warm in winter. My old man also was impressed and said I chose well. Huh? Shiro, your room's so bland it scared the hose. Yes, a room is a reflection of its owner's personality. The state of this room left me concerned about your disposition and whether or not you had a break that hit your head at some point. But now my impression of you is as it was previous to coming here. Saber sounds relieved, but I don't really understand what she's trying to say. So what do you want to talk to me privately about? Two things. Both of which I would like to keep between the two of us. Is that alright? Just looking back there, I'm like, huh. Is that a window? Not just like where you set things. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on behind there. Anyway. Huh? Well, if you say so. I don't mind, but at least tell me what they are. Or else I won't know whether it's good or bad. Both are bad. At the very least, I do not want any of the other masters knowing this. From Saber's expression, I'm guessing this has something to do with our shortcomings. Okay, I think I got the gist of what's on your mind. Go ahead and tell me what it is.
はい。まず一つ目。召喚されたサーバントの最初の義務なのですが、これを果たせないことを許してほしい。
Heh. The first thing is about a summoned servant's first obligation. I'm afraid I cannot fulfill that obligation, so I would like to apologize in advance. Huh? The servant's first obligation?
自身が何者であるかをマスターに告げるというものです。
Revealing my identity to you.
いませんか？
Have you not heard it from Rin? About who you? Oh, you mean your real name? Servants are heroic spirits. There are heroes who have made a name for themselves throughout history and around the world. They conceal their identities as well as their skills by using class names, such as Saber, Lancer, Archer, Berserker, and then we will not talk about Shielder or, what was it? Shielder, Avenger, Ruler, Moon Cancer, Foreigner, Pretender, and missing one. Foreigner, Pretender. Alter Ego. There we go. They're all from the fucking gacha. They conceal their identities as well as their skills by using class names. A servant's true name isn't something to reveal lightly. But their masters should know. Without knowing their identity, masters won't know a servant's strengths and abilities. Masters and servants are one. The pair simply can't battle effectively if one has something to hide. At least, that would be the case if we're talking about a normal master. I don't know shit. Knowing Saber's true name won't change the fact that I still can't use her with her full potential. And I wasn't all that interested in the first place. Okay, that's fine, but why?
私なりに考えた結果です。いかにシローが私の身命を隠そうとしても、シローから知識を奪う術は多くあるでしょう。
I am basing this on my own understanding of the situation. In spite of whatever intention or efforts on your part to protect my true name, there are numerous ways with which an enemy could use Magecraft to rip that knowledge from you.
シローの魔術抵抗はそう高くありませんから、敵が優れた術者ならば、精神介入もたやすい。
You have little resistance.
かかれば、あなたの意志に反して私の身命が明かされてしまう。
You have little resistance to Magecraft. Fucking normie? A skilled mage could easily take advantage of this. Should you fall under an enemy's spell, you may reveal my true name entirely against your will. Ah, I get it. Yeah, you're right. I'd give it up the moment the spell is cast on me. Let's keep it a secret.
そう言ってもらえると助かります。もっとも、私自身はそう高名なものではありません。バーサーカーに比べれば、数段ランクは落ちるでしょうし、知られたところでどうということはないでしょうが。
I appreciate your understanding. Then again, I'm not as renowned or distinguished as the likes of Berserker anyway. It may not make much of a difference even were my true name to be revealed. It kind of doesn't. In a way, because your name doesn't actually mean jack all and shit to what I would imagine you to do and be, but you just kind of go, I'm a firing my fucking laser. Anyway. Also, she lied as casually as she fucking breathed. Not as distinguished or known as Berserker. Saber's tone is regretful. I hadn't quite expected that. She seems to have a human side to her, which she lets show in revealing how she's frustrated she may be inferior to Berserker as a hero. That doesn't matter. An ace up your sleeve's only value isn't that it's concealed. I can tell you tried to be creative since you ended up with such a terrible master. Besides, I think Berserker's kind of unfair anyway. There's no reason for you to get depressed about it. And from my point of view, you weren't completely inferior to that thing. You were injured pretty bad, but you were holding your own.
そうですね。昨夜不覚を取りましたが、傷が癒えれば違った結果になるでしょう。
You may be right. I was caught off guard last night, but once my wounds are fully healed, things could go differently. I bet. Insert thumbs up from the Shiro. Anyway, yeah, okay, that's the first topic. What's the other thing you want to talk about? Since that was a completely nonchalant. No, auto. Ah, no, fuck, auto off. There.
これはもう私たちでは解決できないことです。
Yes, about that. Is my phone vibrating? I'm afraid that this is something we are unable to resolve on our own.
私たちサーバントはマスターからの魔力提供によって体を維持する。だからこそサーバントはマスターを必要とするのですが、
Servants maintain their form with the magical energy their masters supply. That is why a servant requires a master. But because I'm a crap master, I don't have enough magical energy to maintain your body?
違います。たとえ少量でもマスターから魔力が流れてくるのなら問題はないのです。ですが、シローからは全く魔力の提供がありません。本来つながっているはずの霊脈が断線しているのです。
That is not what I am saying. Even were I to receive only a small amount of magical energy from my master, that would not be a problem. However, as of right now, I'm not receiving any magical energy from you at all. The ley line connection we should have is not present. That means... It means that while I'm supposed to be providing Saber refuel for her engine, so to speak, I'm not. I think somewhere around here, in the original version of the arrow gaze, is right now when we get into the inserting a magical essence directly via fucking her. But, you know, this is the censored version. Saber, that means...
自身の欠点ではありません。おそらく召喚時に問題が起きたのでしょう。何らかの不手際があって、本来つながるはずのラインがつながらなかったようです。
This is not a shortcoming on your part. Something must have happened at the time of my summoning. Some sort of error must have occurred, and the connection that should have formed between us failed to do so properly. An error during your summoning? Yeah. Yeah, sure, aren't you full of those? Anyway. When Saber was called here, it wasn't any sort of summoning. It was just an accident. No wonder Saber's having these issues since she was summoned that way. Wait. What's going to happen if you can't replenish magical energy? Does that mean you're going to disappear soon?
私が持つ魔力を使い切れば、この世界に留まることはできなくなるでしょう。
Yep. Once I use all of the magical energy I possess, I will no longer be able to remain in this world.
召喚されてからすでに3回の戦闘を行いました。
I've already fought 3 battles since I was summoned.
私の治癒能力も蘇生魔術ですから、傷を負えば魔力の消費も早くなる。そうですね。昨夜までで成熟した魔術師10人分の魔力は消費したでしょう。
My healing ability is a type of regeneration magecraft, so I will consume more magical energy whenever I am injured. By my calculations, I must have used about 10 full-fledged mages worth of magical energy last night. You know, completely sucked them dry. I am speechless. Every time Saber fights, she loses magical energy, and there's no way for her to replace it. She used that much magical energy already. How much longer can Saber stay here?
分かってもらえましたか、マスター。
Now you understand, Master.
そのため、私は少しでも魔力の消費を抑えなければならない。供給がないのなら、あとは睡眠することで魔力の消費を抑えるしかありません。
Thus, I must avoid using any more magical energy. If I'm unable to supplement my magical energy, the only other method is for me to sleep to reduce the consumption of magical energy. Just start saying fucking mana if you're gonna have me do that 3 times. Anyway, yeah, so like I was thinking about putting her in a closet and having her in sleep mode. Sleep? Does sleeping restore magical energy? Anna? Fuck, I said 4 times that panel.
眠っている間は魔力を使わない。
I do not know. But at the very least, I will not use any mana while asleep.
ですから、これからできる限りの睡眠を許してほしいのです。
Which is why I would like you to permit me
勝利のためと受け入れてほしい。
talking. But I would like you to permit me to sleep as much as possible. I may not be able to protect you all the time, but I hope you do understand so that we may increase our chances of victory. So, welcome to my house, and you want to become a house cat. You really are just a woman. Anyway, I sigh in relief. Thank goodness. I'll give her whatever she asks, if that's all there is to it. Of course, that's okay. Rest all you want if things get rough for you. I'd rather you do that if it'll allow you to stay with me longer.
では、今後は頻繁に眠りに入りますが、その間は決して屋敷から離れないように。遠く離れた場所でシロが襲われた場合、私はすぐに駆けつけられない。
Then from now on, I will sleep all the time. Daring that, ask that you do not leave the mansion. I will not be able to come to your aid if you are attacked, after all.
空間を跳躍するなら話は別ですが、そんな能力を持つサーバントは稀です。
Matters would be different if I could travel through space and time, but that's a rare ability for servants to have, but not unheard of.
離れた場所で私を呼ぶのなら、0時のバックアップが必要になります。ですから、できるだけ私から離れないようにしてほしい。
If you are to call me from a distance, you will need to use command spells as backup. So I prefer you remain nearby. It's where if I was here, I'm like, can't I just like refill your magical energy with a command spell? Question? As much as I would like to, I can't readily agree. I can't imagine life with Saber sticking by my side all the time. And I do have my own life to live too. I'll try, but is that all you need me to do? If you're asleep, you'll...
問題はないでしょう。このようなことはなかったので断言はできませんが、前回も総戦闘数は7回に満たなかった。私が倒さずとも、サーバントはサーバントによって減っていくのですから。
It should not be a problem. I cannot be certain, since this has never happened before, but I went to battle fewer than 7 times last time. Even I do not go out and fight. Even if I do not go out and fight, some of the other servants will dispatch each other. Yeah, you had 3 battles in one fucking night, and I almost died 3 fucking times. You're getting quite the eventful Grail War, aren't you? There's Saber. Let's see. So it doesn't mean everyone has to battle everyone else. If all goes well, we can end this war pretty easily. The only people I need to fight are those who start doing things no person should. I can't imagine all 7 would be like that. Even Tosaka, who seems eager to fight, would still abide by the rules of mages. Yeah, she's not about to go fucking axe murderer out there. And Archer would kill her if she did. And as long as the other 5 masters act humanely, I have no intention of fighting them. Saber even said she didn't fight 7 times last time, so this time around... Oh, hold on a minute. Last time... fewer than 7 times? Hold on. Saber, are you telling me you were the Saber last time too? I mean, does that mean you participated in the last Holy Grail War too?
私がこの聖杯の争いに参加するのは2度目です。
This is the second time I have participated in this war for the Holy Grail. In other words, saying this one repeated. Which means it's the same one it's on 10 years ago. Shiro, you are onto something, please. Let's see if you're smart enough to put it together.
私はセーバーでした。中には複数のクラス属性を持つ英霊もいるようですが、私はセーバーにしか該当しません。
I was the Saber last time as well. There are heroic spirits who possess attributes suited to multiple classes. But I only fall under the Saber class. And wait until you get to Grand Order. Then we have Saber, we have Archer Saber, we have Lancer Saber, we have other Lancer Saber, we have other Saber, we have Caster Saber, we have Berserker, Star Saber, Assassin Star Saber. What else can I think of off the top of my head? Rider Saber? I'm not sure. I know there's Ruler Saber. And then past that I don't really remember. There's a lot of sabers. Just sabers everywhere. I remember something Tosaka said. He said that out of the 7 servant classes, Saber is the best one. And this girl says that she has been summoned as that class twice in a row. Does that mean last time you stayed until the end?
無論です。前回は今のような制約はありませんでしたから、他のサーバントに遅れを取ることもなかった。
Of course. I did not have any of the constraints I do now last time, so I never fell behind the other servants. Saber says this as if it should be obvious. Your statement forces me to realize something. The sword in my possession now is not something I'm worthy of. I don't deserve her. And damn. Then you must be really unsatisfied with someone like me as your master.
私は与えられた役割をこなすだけです。聖杯さえ手に入るのであれば、マスターに不満はありません。
Simply fulfill the duties that have been given to me. As long as I can attain the Holy Grail, I have no complaints about who my master is. Got it, that's a relief, but she used to be fully prepared and in capable hands, but she's been injured twice already. All because she can't replenish her magical energy. That means she'll constantly have to consider how much magical energy she has left as she fights. And because she needs to fight with all of these restrictions, in her last battle, she wound up covered in her own blood. How well I can see the sword from here. Nah, it's just sword shaped. Anyway. The image still haunts my mind. I still see that girl, smaller and lighter than me, being so brutally injured right before all of my intestines got splattered onto the pavements.
シロ、その後悔は余分なことです。
True. There is no reason to regret such a thing. Stop reading my mind, woman. Females always do this. Stop reading my brain. Anyway, Saber's voice snaps me back to reality.
私も負け知らずだったわけではありません。
It is not that I have never known defeat.
私は勝ちきれなかったからこそ、こうしてあなたのサーバントになっている。傷を負うことには慣れていますから、あなたが悔やむことなどない。
I was not victorious last time, and so now I am your servant. I am accustomed to injury, so there is no call for you to be distressed over my wounds. Used to it? Even if your injuries look like they could be fatal?
剣を取るということは傷つくということです。それはあなたも同じでしょう。私だけが傷つかないというよりはないと思いますが。
True. I think she's saying she likes it rough. No, yes, to wield a sword is to be prepared to accept the consequences of doing so. This holds true for you as well. It is unreasonable to expect me to come out of this unscathed. Well, yeah, but you're saying you don't mind getting hurt?
それが死に至る傷でなければ、死んでしまってはマスターを守れなくなりますから。
As long as the injuries are not fatal. If I die, I will not be able to protect my master. The hell? I don't care if you get injured, as long as you protect your master.
それがサーバントの役割ですから。
That is a servant's role.
確かに、リンの言葉は正論ですね。サーバントを人間として扱う必要などない。私たちはマスターを守るための道具です。あなたもそれを正しく把握するべきだ。
In this, Rin is absolutely correct. There is no cause to treat servants like humans. They are tools used to protect our master. And that is something you must understand. I mean, I could think of a few tool uses. Having said her piece, Saber walks toward the sliding door. There's a room opposite of the screen door. My room has always been big enough for me, so I never used the adjacent room.
睡眠をとります。夕食時には起きますので、外出するのなら声をかけてください。
I will go to sleep now. I will wake up at dinner time, so please let me know if you are going to step out. The sliding door opens quietly, then slides back shut.
私たちはマスターを守るための道具です。
We are tools used to protect our master.
あなたもそれを正しく把握するべきだ。
That is something you must understand. The hell kind of logic is that? Pisses me off. I can't say that aloud. So I just take in Saber's words and stand alone, perplexed. I sit at the edge of the veranda and mindlessly look up at the blue sky. I may not be sleeping during the day like Saber, but I still need rest. There's snow. I think that's snow. I'm not nauseous anymore, but I still feel terrible. On top of all that, the unexpected things that have happened are weighing heavily on me. Take a deep breath and look blankly out over the yard. I asked about everything I needed to know, and I got answers. But I'm no less lost for it. And yet, Tosaka, my senior as a mage, or rather, a full-fledged master, is really nonchalant about the whole situation. And there she is, again with her thighs exposed. Hey, do you have any extra cushions around? Also beakers. And a protractor? She's busy scouring the house for stuff. Take any cushion you want from the guest room. But a normal house doesn't have beakers or protractors. Are you serious? A mage should always keep experimental tools around. Politely loudly turns and heads back toward the detached building. Exactly what kind of shenanigans and potions are you trying to brew in my home? Tosaka is really serious about getting herself situated here. And the matter of her staying overnight also seems to be settled. When I peeked into the detached building earlier, she already picked out the best room for herself. She'd even put up a sign that read, "Remodeling in progress. Do not enter." Woman. Woman. This is my home. What the fuck are you doing? Don't worry, Shiro. This is all gonna go well. You're gonna get married to Rin, and then she's gonna divorce you and take your house. It's fine. Fine. I guess it won't be an issue since the detached building is far away enough. Having Saber around already has me on edge, but if Tosaka were close too, there'd be nowhere for me to relax anymore. The detached building is far enough, and even though it's connected by a corridor, it feels like it's a neighboring house. As long as I keep my distance, nothing bad should happen. Oh. But I guess we'll see each other during meals. And there's only one bath here. How the fuck? How the fuck? What? No. No, that is unacceptable. How do you have this much of a place, this grand of a home, and you have one fucking bath? Disgusting. Anyway. So we'll have to decide which one of us will use it. Oh, wait a minute. There's a girl too, so... It. What the hell am I thinking? Shake my head violently. And slump back onto the floor. Yep, now we're looking at the sky again, just like any visual novel. With what must be my millionth side today, I stare blankly up at the sky. Getting drowsy. Must be more tired than I realized. Whatever. I just go ahead and close my eyes. Apparently, not caring at all works wonders. It really does. You should try it sometime. It's hard to do. It really is hard to do, but it's the best when you can. But the moment I close my eyes, I drift right off to sleep. The next thing I know, the sun has long since set, and Saber, Tosaka, and I have gathered around in the living room. I've only just woken up, and Saber is already in the living room, and Tosaka had just finished remodeling her room. By the way, this is what the guest room looked like a few hours ago, but now... Shito, how do I use the AC in here? This was what I saw. After being summoned for something so trivial, even Fushine wouldn't have bothered me with it. Room has transformed into this. That's not much. She didn't do anything. Shiro. All she did was set her shit on the desk and then place a pillow on the chair. I sure know how to pick a teammate. Hey, I guess Saber is just as shorter than Rin. I am comfortable. Mouse is playing host to not one, but two invaders, and both of them bitches. I'm all the more unsettled because I so rarely have guests here. I'm used to being assaulted by two bitches, but it's usually one with purple hair and an old woman. Anyway, actually, Shiro. Wait, this means Shiro is surrounded by four bitches, not just two. Four? How many bitches are near Shiro? Shiro, we need to count the number of hoes. Give me a second. Actually, these two don't even look like they belong in a Japanese-style house to begin with. The time is almost 7 o'clock at night. It just turned 5 for me. Everyone's in the living room, but staying quiet and doing nothing isn't really good for my mental well-being. If you two don't mind, I want to talk about what we do from here. Just a sec. Before we do that, I want to set one thing straight. Sure, what's that? It's about dinner. Ashiro, you've been living alone for a while, right? Uh-huh, well, yeah. Which means you've been making your own meals, right? Of course. I'd go hungry if I didn't eat. Yes. You bring up a great point, but how do I explain to you that I already had two other women that also kind of did this? Anyway. Except one of them I would never touch the stove, let alone cook. Oh, let's see, then I have a proposal for you. Why don't we take turns preparing dinner? We're going to be living together for a while, so that'll help, right? You're right, I was thinking of going about my normal routine, but now that you're going to be living here, it'll be like family. And family is always important, and it's all that matters. Thank you, Vin Diesel. You'll be... I don't know why this is immediately my thought. I only said family once, but my brain just immediately went to Vin. Anyway. You'll be expected to cook. And it'll lift some of the burden from me. There's that meme I saw earlier of the three of us cooking. Anyway. And Shiro's the one that made anything damn edible. But that's all. Today, it'll be Shiro's turn. Yeah, I'm gonna put both of you to fucking shame. Give me a second. Can't crack my knuckles. But I can crack my wrist at will. Oh. Wait, I wonder if the OBS is picking this up at all. I did see it pick up a little bit, maybe. I don't know why I purposely did that. That fucking hurt. Anyway. It's late already, so let's talk about this after we've eaten. Wait, it's fine if we take turns cooking dinner, but what about breakfast? We're going to take turns for breakfast too?
ああ、朝はいいのよ。私食べないから。
Don't worry about breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I mean, same. I also don't eat breakfast because, I mean, I'm just not hungry in the morning. This confuses a lot of people. What? Don't be ridiculous. You won't grow up big and strong unless you eat breakfast. It's Shiro. How adorable.
余計なお世話よ。人の生活スタイルに口を挟まないでちょうだい。
Mind your own business.
とにかく今日の夕食はシローが作るの。ちゃんとした食べ物を出さないと話なんてしないからね。
Anyway, you're going to make dinner today. And if you don't make something decent, I'm not talking to you. For the life of me. I don't know what set her off, but Tosaka glares at me irritated. Fine, I'll make something. Saber, you're going to eat too, right?
用意してもらえるのでしたらぜひ。食事は重要な活力源ですから。
If you're going to prepare something, then yes, meals are an important source of energy. Got it. Then you two sit back and behave yourselves. A lot to ask of two women. Anyway, I grab my apron and head to the kitchen. Luckily, there are enough ingredients for a meal for three. I turn on the rice cooker. Rana woke up, so it should be done in about half an hour. I glance towards Tosaka and Saber from the kitchen. Those two look like they prefer eating Western-style meals over Japanese meals. I seriously doubt Saber would like tofu and natto. To say anything of Tosaka. Actually, I don't think Saber would be able to hold chopsticks in the first place. I hesitate for a minute, but there's no point worrying about this now. Shiro, it's not hard to use chopsticks, Shiro. I can use chopsticks. Okay, to be fair, I can use chopsticks and I have taught my older brother how to use chopsticks. Because he was having difficulty. I was like... I picked them up and then I used them. It was a little awkward at first, but I figured out, like, I don't know, like a few minutes. Anyway. There's only a few dishes I can make with the ingredients I have right now. I have tofu. I think for a moment and decide to make deep-fried tofu. I also decide to make a simple tofu and seaweed soup. Since I have some chicken prepped, I'll use that to make teriyaki chicken as the main dish. I drain the water from the tofu, season the chicken, and cut the daikon into thin strips to make a crunchy salad. I also grate the daikon to make a sauce and saute some shishito peppers.
今後の方針は決まっているのですか？
Who went into full-on detail of what he's doing over there. Have you decided on what to do, Rin?
さあ、情報がないから何とも言えないけど、とりあえずは他のマスターを探し出すことが先決かな。
Not really. I can't say much because I don't have much information, but I think the most important thing to do is to find the other masters.
残るマスターはあと4人。こっちがマスターだって知られずに探し出したいけど、さすがにうまくはいかないわよね。
There are 4 more masters. I'd like to search for them without revealing that I'm a master too, but I don't think that's realistic. I told them to be good, but they're on a pretty disturbing topic. And don't they see I'm busy making dinner for the 3 of us? They're not even looking over here. Osaka. Not 4. It's 5. Only masters we know so far are you and me. Didn't you already forget your little sister? The little Eliasville? I shot my contribution for the kitchen, holding the big frying pot to make the deep fried tofu.
何言ってるのよ。私とシロ、それにイリアスフィールで3人でしょ。あなた、
Yeah,
バザー
yeah, that's what I was saying.
たの？
What are you talking about? We know 3. You, me, and that Eliasville. Did you already forget about Berserker? No. Oh, right, that little girl's also a master. I completely forgot about her since Berserker left such a vivid impression on me, but now I remember. That little girl is a master too, and she tried to kill us without a second hesitation.
どうせね、あなたのことだからイリアスフィールを敵だって認識してなかったんでしょ。それはいいから調理に専念しなさいってば。シローの実力がわからないと私が困るんだから。
I bet you didn't even consider Iliasville an enemy. Forget about that for now. Just concentrate on cooking. We're going to have a problem if I can't judge how good you are. Huh? I don't know that my cooking skills are going to be problematic to Tosaka, but she's right. The food prep's pretty much done, so I need to concentrate and finish the dishes now.
イリアスフィール、バーサーカーのマスターですね。
Iliasville, Berserker's master.
レンは彼女を知っているようでしたが。
You seem to know her, Rin.
まあね、名前ぐらいは知ってる。アインツベルンは何回か聖杯に届きそうになったっていう魔術師の家系だから。
Well, yeah, or... I know the name anyway. The Eidsburns are a mage family who have been in the Holy Grail a few times.
聖杯戦争には慣れているということですね。
So they are well versed in the Holy Grail War.
でしょうね。他の連中がどうだか知らないけど、イリアスフィールは最大の障害と見て間違いないわ。本来バーサーカーっていうクラスは力の弱い英雄を強化するものよ。
Probably. I don't know about the others, but I can say pretty confidently that Iliasville is our biggest obstacle. The Berserker class is typically used to enhance a weak hero.
理性を代償にして英霊を強くするんだけど、そういった凶暴化した英雄の制御には莫大な魔力を必要とする。
It takes the heroic spirit's sanity in exchange for strengthening them, but to control a hero that's turned violent requires a vast amount of magical energy.
例えば、あなたがバーサーカーになったら、
Let's say, for example, if you became a Berserker class.
このように話をすることもできませんね。協力者としての機能を一切排除し、戦闘能力だけを特化させたのがバーサーカーです。ですが、それは
バーサーカー。
従えるようなもの。波の魔術師ではまず操れません。
I would not be able to communicate with you as I am now. Berserkers are entirely specialized in combat, totally unable to cooperate with anyone. It would be like attempting to tame a wounded lion. No ordinary mage couldn't control such a servant.
でしょうね。そこいらのマイナーな英霊がバーサーカーになった程度でも、波のマスターじゃ制御しきれない。
I figured as much. An ordinary mage would have a difficult time controlling Berserker, even if the heroic spirit was the minor hero.
だっていうのに、イリアスフィールは超一流の英霊を召喚して、そいつをバーサーカーにして完全に支配してた。
Yet, Iliasville summoned an absolutely top-tier hero as Berserker, and she's managed to control him completely.
悔しいけど、マスターとしての能力は次元違いよ、あの子。
I hate to say this, but that girl's ability as a master is on an entirely different level.
同感です。私たちの当面の問題は、その次元違いの相手に狙われているという現状ですか。
I agree. Our current problem is that we are being targeted by this extraordinary master.
私のアーチャーはまだ戦線に出られるほど回復してない。セイバーはどう？もう傷はいいの？
Right. My archer hasn't recovered to the point where he can return to battle. And what about you, Saber? How are your wounds? God damn it, Archer. Why are you so incapacitated? I guess it's only been a day. It's not even been that long, actually. Anyway, I'll be right back. I want to get something to drink, because I finished drinking all of my drink. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That's some strawberry drink. Okay. Back to reading. It's funny, I have this streaming up to like YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. You know, like, I have like a second monitor. Not really a second monitor. I have like my drawing tablet that has all three of the chats. And I'm just like, silence. Wonderful. Someday. Someday. Anyway. Right. My archer hasn't recovered to the point where he can return to battle. What about you? Saber, how are your wounds?
通常の戦闘ならば支障はありませんが、バーサーカーを相手にできるほど回復はしていません。
I should be fine for normal battles, but I have not yet recovered to the point where I can go up against Berserker.
バーサーカー戦の傷は完治しているのですが、ランサーから受けた傷には時間がかかるようです。
The wounds I sustained from Berserker have completely healed, but it appears the wounds I received from Lancer will take longer.
それじゃあやっぱり当面は様子見。
Yeah, that gay bulge does do a lot of damage. I see, then. At this point, we have no choice but to wait and see.
それについては提案が。アーチャーの目は鷹のそれと聞きます。彼には屋敷の周囲を見張ってもらうというのはどうでしょうか。
I have a suggestion. I hear Archer has keen eyes. What do you think of having him keep watch over this house and the surrounding area?
そのつもりよ。あいつには屋根で見張りをさせるから、怪しい奴が近寄ってきたらすぐにわかるわ。この屋敷だって侵入者用の結界が張ってあるんだし、守りは万全でしょうね。
I intend to have him do just that. I'll have him keep watch from the roof, so we should know right away if someone suspicious gets near. The house also has a bounded field around it, so it should be good as far as defenses go. I know, I had like a slight fear. I'm like, oh no, wait, is my audio not working? No, it is. It is. I'm just being silly.
まあ、バーサーカーに攻め込まれたら逃げるしかないけど。
Though, if Berserker came to invade this house, our only option would probably be to run away. The two continue their conversation. I don't like it. I'm the one making dinner for them, so I think it's rude for them to talk without me. What else? Ashiro, what the fuck else are they going to do? You have two women stuck at a table, and you're expecting them to not talk? Besides, Tosaka is too friendly with Saber. Well, I can't really talk to Tosaka so casually like that, so maybe Tosaka's just talking to Saber on my behalf. Huh? My face reflected in the glass of the kitchen cabinet. My brows furrowed in disapproval. That's weird. Why am I so mad? Okay then. I set out 3 plates and start serving dinner. I head out into the living room. You know, this isn't the best topic for dinner. I loudly smacked the tray down in front of Tosaka.
何怒ってるのよ、シロ。料理出しぐらいは手伝うべきだった？
Why are you so mad, Shiro? Oh, it's because you wanted me to help serve the food. I'm not mad, I just thought you were trying to act aloof around people. Give her a sideways glance. Osaka seems perplexed. Then she gives me a killing smile. Oh no.
協力体制を決めていただけよ。安心なさい。別にあなたのセーバーを取ったりしないから。
We were just deciding on how our partnership was going to work. Don't worry. I'm not going to try to steal your saber. What the? I can tell I'm starting to blush. Tosaka just pointed out why I'm so annoyed. Why you?
あら、違った？ならごめんなさいね、エミヤく。
Oh, am I wrong? Then I apologize, Emiya. Say whatever the hell you want. I retreat to the kitchen to grab the rest of the dishes. She really got to me. Osaka is still smiling. Here over there, fucking shit-eating her and across the table. And Saber is as expressionless as ever. Just sitting there. Ah, no, wait, Axel hit auto. What's the thing? There's words. Trying to wonder whether I could survive this partnership. I would be too. But we go ahead and start dinner. I'm giving her the silent treatment. After what happened earlier, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to Tosaka. And I'm too embarrassed to even look at Saber. I mean, personally, when I eat food, unless there's something I super intensely need to talk about, I just eat the food in silence, and then I talk. I have difficulty talking and eating at the same time. Saber eats in silence. Her movements are elegant. I can't believe she's the same girl who was swinging a sword earlier. I can't put a finger on it, but... every time she takes a bite of something she hasn't eaten before, she nods. It's amusing. Actually, that would be adorable. You just see Saber's like, huh, this is new food. Bite? Acceptable. Next one. Also acceptable. Seems to be her way of saying the food is good. Also, it turns out she can use chopsticks properly. I didn't imagine she couldn't. Tosaka, on the other hand, the moment she takes her first bite, she clenches her fist and says, "Right, I could do better than this." Wait and see tomorrow. Shiro, Emiya. Looks like his fist trembles with excitement. Dear God. Have I done something bad? Okay, so... about what you two were discussing earlier? The two raised their heads simultaneously. Oh, wait. I'm already nervous with just one of them around, so having the two react in unison like this is torture. What were we discussing earlier? About what to do from now on? You two were talking about it while I was cooking. About looking for the other masters? Yeah, that. I'm just wondering if you have a specific plan. There's nothing to do other than to take it slow and steady. Oh, by the way, can you at least sense other mages? It'd make things a lot easier if you could. I can't. I didn't know you were a mage, and we've been going to the same school for 2 years. To be fair, Rin also didn't know I had any kind of magic whatsoever. Also, in those 2 years. I knew it. Well, that's fine. I'm sure the others are concealing their presence anyway, so searching for them that way isn't the best option. What about you? Saber. I hear servants can't detect other servants. I can, somewhat. However, that is only if they are using their abilities nearby. In my case, I can only detect other servants in about 200 meter radius.
しな場所を探すしかない。マスターが何か行動すればその痕跡は残るもの。私たちはそれを探り当てるってわけ。
I see. Then we really do need to just wait and see if someone makes a move. Or to look for someplace that seems odd to us. The master will leave some traces or hints behind when they make a move, so we'll have to search for those. Are you saying we need to search all over town?
いいえ、それはやめた方がいいわ。あっちも網を張ってるから、そんなことしたら一発でマスターだってバレるわよ。
No, no, no. We really shouldn't do that. Our opponents have probably set up some sort of net, too. They'll know right away if we are masters if we do something like that.
とりあえずはこっちの体制が整うまでは後手に回りましょう。
For now, we should hold off on taking initiative until we figured out a plan.
今まで通りに生活してマスターだと悟られないこと。
Just live your life the way you always have, and don't let them discover that you're a master.
腕のレイジは他人に見られないように隠しておくこと。
I had the command spell on your hand, so they can't see it. Yeah, just wear a glove, and then... Now I'm thinking immediately when I said this thing, wear a glove, because, so I have this issue with my hands to where they get cold, so, like, my extremities, like my hands and feet, they always get cold. And, my blood flow to them kind of just sucks for some reason. I have to wear gloves, right? However, I also now have nerve damage in my hands because of them being cold too much. And I was trying to slow down that nerve damage by wearing gloves while I was in the military. However, because it wasn't necessarily out of uniform, because in some of the uniform standards I could read, I was like, oh yes, you can wear working gloves and yada yada in your N-dubs. But because I would be the only motherfucker wearing gloves, I would be told to take them off. Or that I could wear gloves if I had a parka on. But if I wore the parka and the gloves, that would just burn up. Because it'd be too hot. So I would just end up not wearing the gloves. And lo and behold, a few years of that, where I can't wear the gloves because it's out of regs. And I can't get a medical reason to let me wear gloves because my hands are cold. And if you say that to a chief, they're like, oh, boo-hoo, your fucking hands are cold. I have goddamn nerve damage in my hands now, you motherfucker. Thanks. I mean, I'm not just saying, oh, boo-hoo, my hands are cold. No, my hands are now damaged. Because you motherfuckers wouldn't let me wear gloves. And I'm pretty sure there was going to be no way for me to prevent that damage to begin with, because it's just like, I can't keep my hands that warm constantly. Yada yada yada, anyway. Try explaining to someone that you have a problem with your hands and it's because they're cold. They're just like, anyway, what fucking size your pussy, bitch? And I'm like, oh, you motherfucker, I'm gonna stab you. Anyway, hide the command spell on your hands so they can't see it. I went on a bit of a tangent about gloves and hands. Oh, my hands are warm right now, thankfully. But it's also hot in here. I'm trying to go anywhere there aren't plenty of people around. I'm also surrounded by a blanket and a setup to where the heat is like kept very much on my body. But it's also so that my mic picks up the sound without being weird. Yeah, anyway. Trying to go anywhere there aren't plenty of people around. Head home as soon as the sun sets. What else? Please, take your servant with you whenever you go outside this house. An archer acts as your escort and guards you in. I think you can do that. It shouldn't be a problem for me because I'll have him be in spirit form on standby. The problem is... my master.
てるシロ。外出するときはちゃんとセーバーを連れて行きなさいよ。人目につかないようにするのが私たちのルールだけど、中には昼間から襲いかかってくるバカがいるかもしれない。
Exactly. Hey, are you even listening, Shiro? Take Saber with you everywhere you go. We may have decided not to draw attention, but there could still be some idiot who might attack us in broad daylight.
そういう時に備えてセイバーとは一緒にいなさいよね。
Have Saber with you, in case that happens. Alright, I'll try. My response is pretty half-hearted. I understand why Tosaka would say that, but I hesitate at the idea of taking Saber everywhere. I'm already nervous talking to Tosaka, but Saber makes me even more nervous. Actually, nervous might not be the right word. I'm just bad at talking to Saber.
何か
What is... Nothing. Hey, do you want a second helping? Hand me your bowl.
いえ、結構です。実に見事な味付けでした、シロ。
No, I'm fine. It was very good, Chiados. Now that is a very peaceful and happy smile. I like that. Okay. Gosh. Heard my gaze without meaning to. Yeah, that would kill me too. I would just be like, woman like my food cooking. I'm good at that. I would panic. Just slightly. Because what more does a man need besides a happy wife, happy life? I've heard my gaze without meaning to. If I can't even look her in the eye right now, who knows how I'm going to feel or what I'll do if we're going to be together all the time.
ああ、でもダメか。セイバーは霊体になれないんだから、学校までついてこられない。
No, but this might be hard. Saber can't turn into her spirit form, so can't follow you to school.
学校？シロは学生なのですか？
School? Are you a student, kiddo? Yeah, I am. Oh, right. Saber can't go to school because she's not a student. I guess I'll just have to have her stay at home while I'm at school.
学校に行かないということはできないのですか、シロ。
Is it possible for you to not go to school, Shiro? I can't do that. I should live my life like normal, so I need to go to school. Besides, school's safe. There's not a lot of places with so many people. Sometimes I pause a bit too long when I'm reading, and that's just because I forgot to start reading aloud, and I end up reading it silently in my head, and I'm like, wait, I am streaming right now. I am recording. The game, the riveting gameplay of me monologuing to myself for hours. So I need to remember. Wait a second. I'm supposed to be talking. I'm supposed to be saying the word speak.
ですが。
But
大丈夫よ、セイバー。学校には私だっているんだから、もしもの時はフォローするわ。
it'll be okay. Saber, I'll be there too. So I'll back him up if something happens. And I keep saying nothing will happen.
わかりました。マスターがそう言うのでしたら従います。
Understood. If Master says so, I will oblige. I'm now reminded that the recordings that I used to do of like Monster Girl Quest back before I ever joined the military that I left with my buddy to upload online and then kind of got destroyed. I would record that series in like 30-minute segments. That's a whole other beast of me doing like something right now. Like now where I'm trying to talk for like 4 hours in a straight. And I'm like, it's a whole vastly different beast, but it's kind of necessary with how ridiculously long Fate is. Like, this is a long visual novel, and I would never get through it if I didn't spend like decide to buckle down and do like 4 hours each session of reading. Because I don't know how I even got through Monster Girl Quest at 30 minutes an episode, and I finished that series. and stuff, and I'm just like, man. I could feel my tongue getting a workout, and not the fun kind, but also kind of the fun kind, but not that kind of fun kind. Not the fun kind where you can injure your tongue and you end up having to explain to a doctor that you're a face deep in a kitty. Saber doesn't look convinced, but she still nods in agreement. Night falls. Tosaka looks like she's prepared herself a bath while I was cleaning up after dinner. Honestly, it's acting like she owns this place right from the start. I need to make clear who's boss around here. Or things are going to be real rough for me in the future. Yeah, you're going to get fucking whipped. Easier said than done. I get the sense seizing the initiative is going to be really hard. Speaking of difficulties, there's another person who will be the source of my headaches. Actually, Saber's probably my bigger obstacle. Tosaka can be reasoned with, but Saber seems completely impossible to convince, no matter what. Saber, I know she's not a bad person, but Saber's back in her room. Tosaka is probably back in her own room, in the detached area of the house. I'm the only one in the living room. There's still time before bedtime, so I should probably talk to Saber a bit more. Honestly, I'll need to overcome my awkwardness around her, or else I'm going to suffer for it. Whether she's a servant or not, she's still a girl. And younger than me, and I'm going to smack Shiro upside the head. Shiro, remember. Shiro, reminder. Shiro, he's a servant. Shiro, she looks younger than you. Shiro, she died previously. Shiro, she's older than you. Shiro. Anyway. Hag love. I'm sure I could learn a lot about her if we talked, plus I need to get used to her if or Tosaka's never going to stop looking down on me. That's a problem. I don't want that. So, I should work on talking to her more casually. I go back to my own room. The room next to mine, separated by a single sliding door, is Saber's room. Saber, are you awake? I am. Is something the matter, Master? Saber slides the door open. I try to get the hammering of my heart under control as she comes near. Come down. While going to talk to her as her master. Chiados, you do not look well. Has your wound opened up? No, that's not it. I'm feeling all better, actually. How are you doing? I am fine. It may take some more time to completely heal in my current state, but I am still well above average. I should be evenly matched in battle, so long as it's not against Berserker. I don't sense any pretension from her. She is simply stating the truth. I don't have any response to give. Saber's words may be encouraging to a master, but I still don't want a delicate-looking girl like her to fight. I want to ask you something. Don't you have any goals other than fighting? Since you're here in the modern world, aren't there things you'd like to do? Other goals? There's nothing else. Servants are summoned to fight. That is all. Anything else is futile. You have raised in irrelevancy. I figured. I'm trying to tell someone not to fight when it's their only reason for being here. It's not that I wanted to tell her that, but it's just that Saber lacks humanity. That might be enough if fighting is all she's going to do, but she's right in front of me, looking like an actual human being. It doesn't feel right for her to just fight. If Saber is going to be here, she should at least do something she enjoys, or it'll all seem like it was in vain. Hey, Saber. Servants are supposed to be heroic spirits from the past, right? And I've been about to ask her what she was like before she became who she is now, but I stopped myself.
私の新名は教えられません。
I cannot tell you my true name. During the day, Saber said that was going to be a secret between the two of us. So I wouldn't be surprised if Saber refused to tell me anything about her past.
シロ、言いかけてやめるのはよくありません。必要な質問なら答えますが。
Shiro, it is not polite to stop mid-sentence. If the question is important enough, I'll answer. Nah, forget about it. I was just about to ask a dumb question. I averted my eyes to try to change the topic. It really was a stupid question. I thought I wasn't interested in Saber's identity. And Saber's been refusing to tell me because it's not safe. Bringing up something like this would just prove I'm a bad master dwelling on unimportant stuff. What else can I talk to her about then? If I can't ask anything about Saber, the only other topics left would be me. That'd be even more pointless. Grasping at straws here. If I can't ask about her identity, I'll just have to talk about what Saber likes. What she wants to eat for breakfast tomorrow. I don't care if she's going to look at me funny. I'm ready to ask all the futile questions I want. Hell yeah, man, get in there, and I just hit the boom on my mic. In my excitement. Woo the Saber.
あなたから質問がないのなら、私から尋ねていいでしょうか。
Shiro, if you don't have any questions, may I ask something? Yeah, sure, what is it?
昨夜のことです。シローは私を助けようとしてバーサーカーに打ち倒されました。それは覚えていますね。
It is about last night. You were wounded trying to save me from Berserker's attack. Do you remember that? I do, but... What? Are you going to keep belittling me like you had this morning? I get there was a rash decision on my part, so don't remind me. It makes me feel sick.
それは私も同じです。ですがこれはあなたという人間を知るために聞いておくべきことだと思う。
I feel the same way, but there was something I would like to ask you to help me understand you better as a person.
シロー、あなたはなぜバーサーカーに向かったのです。
Shiro, why did you try to go up against Berserker?
近寄ればどうなるか、シローには分からなかったのですか。
Did you not know what would happen if you got close? Well, Of course I knew. I knew getting near that thing would definitely be the end of me. Still, I tried to save Saber. Not out of some foolishly optimistic belief I could. I just tried to save her. I didn't care about what would happen afterward. Saving Saber was my top priority in that moment. If anything, the fear of not being able to save Saber was greater than my fear of being killed. Sorry. I forgot why. It all happened so fast, so I don't really remember what I was thinking at the time. I was probably just rattled, otherwise I wouldn't have made such a suicidal move. Rather than tell her the truth, I just say something to try to get myself out of the situation. I probably did it because of how seriously Saber was looking at me.
つまり、ただ自然に私を助けようとしたのですね。
So, you did it unwittingly? It wasn't unwitting. I told you I was rattled. If something like that happened again, I'm sure I would just be quaking.
そうですね。 それが正常な人間です。自らの命を無視して他人を助けようとする人間などいない。
You may be right. That is a normal human response. No human would throw away their life to try to save
そ
others.
れは英雄と呼ばれた者たちでさえ例外ではないでしょう。
Even those who are later called heroes are no exception.
ですからそんな人間がいるとしたらその人物の内面はどこか欠落しています。
Which is why, should I encounter such a person, I know they are lacking something.
その欠落を抱えたまま進んでは待っているのは悲劇だけです。
And if that person continued to carry on in that fashion, the only thing awaiting them would be tragedy. Her deep green eyes are trying to tell me something, that she does not buy your bullshit. And yet, head out, Saber. I told you I was just frazzled. I'm scared to die too, so it's not like I can act like a saint. If something like that happen again, I'm going to prioritize myself over you. I try to mask my anxiety by just spouting a bunch of heartless crap.
それはよかった。私の思い違いなら問題はないでしょう。ええ、確かにシロは臆病です。道さえ間違えなければきっと正しい魔術師になれる。
That is a relief. This was all a misunderstanding on my part. Then there should not be an issue. Yes, you are a coward. As long as you do not choose to follow the wrong path, you should become a proper mage. Hey, do I really look like a coward to you?
ええ、とても。置かれた状況を受け入れるために努力するあたりが特に。そういった賢明さを時に臆病というのです。恐れを知らない者は賢者になれないのと同じですね。
Yes, very much so. Especially when you try your hardest to accept the situation in which you are placed. Do you not know that such prudence is sometimes called cowardice? It is no different than saying that one who does not know fear can never become a wise man. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. She seems relieved. Saber even smiles as she says this. It must be because of how lovely and elegant everything she does is. I can't think of anything else to say, so Saber and I spend the rest of our time alone in my bland room. And then night falls. I did not talk to Saber or Tosaka in the other room, and nothing much happened until it was bedtime. It's 11 now. The lights in the house are off, and everyone inside goes to sleep to prepare for the upcoming day. Man, you ever have those nights where you're just stuck in bed and laying down, you're just staring at the roof, trying to fall asleep, but you can't sleep, and it's dark and it's night, and you're just like alone with your thoughts. And then if you have aphantasia, all you have is just your milk voice, so you're just you talking to yourself, trying to get yourself to fall asleep because you can't imagine anything, and all you have is the constant droning noise of your tinnitus and the buzzing, droning sounds of that, so followed with the pitch blackness of your eyelids and the static of the visual snow. And you're just like, man, this is a great time. I wonder why it's taking me so long to fall asleep. I can't sleep. I know that feel. Still lying on my side, eyes wide open. This is my room. I should be sleeping, but it feels completely different now. Damn. Why can't I? It's quiet, but I hear Saber's breathing in the next room. I know. Of course, I can hear sound coming from the next room if it's quiet. And since I can hear her breathing, I find myself imagining Saber's sleeping form. Oh no. Damn it. How the hell can I fall asleep in this situation? I can't just stay in this whole bed of needles situation forever. I sneak out of my futon, trying not to wake Saber up. Futon's always made more sense to me. I don't know why you have like such a thing as a bed frame when you can just have the mattress on the floor. It doesn't change anything. Thank goodness. I thought Saber would notice, but I guess not. Unless she's a deep sleeper. I question whether she can really protect her master this way, but there's no immediate danger. If servants are linked to masters, she should probably wake up immediately if her master is in danger. Osaka seems to be asleep. The lights in the detached building are out. She's either just that defiant, or maybe she's naturally adaptable. Because Osaka's managed to blend in here in just a day. Well, honestly, it does help having her around. Yep, she's a handful, but she is helpful. One bit of evidence of that is the bandage wrapped around my hand. I had my command spells, huh? I never would have thought to do that if it hadn't been pointed out. The command spells Master's Bear appears somewhere on their arm. Mine appeared on the back of my left hand, and that's just kind of where they've put most of the spells on Masters is just on the back of hands. Phone, Pablito. Clothes won't work to hide it, so. Often clothes. Gloves? Anyway. Clothes won't work to hide it, so I'll need to use bandages, even if it looks a bit awkward. It's wintertime, so I'll wear some long sleeves to hide it. Osaka has hers on the opposite hand from mine, around in the middle of her right hand, or somewhere around there. The shape of command spells differ for each master, and I don't think I'll ever see Tosaka's command spell, singular, he's used two of them. Silence falls over the shed. This is where Lancer cornered me yesterday, and where Saber appeared. The entrance is still open and it's pitch dark inside, as if to repel anyone who might try to enter. But this darkness is familiar to me. I was born in it. I used to play here when I was young, and I feel it to be my real room. It sits silently under the wintry night sky. I step inside. After closing the door to shut out the cold, I turn on the stove. I thought I would take a break today, but I shouldn't. The old man would be rolling in his grave if he knew I skipped my training 2 days in a row. I sit down in the middle of the shed and take a deep breath. I should train. No pauses. Magecraft is a mental discipline to me, so I shouldn't skip on my training for no good reason. Breathe in. I begin my training by getting my breathing under control. The usual images pop into my head. The image of a sword drifts into my empty mind. Yeah, I find this funny. As someone that has aphantasia, I'm just like, man, sure, that's nice you can fucking picture shit. I try to get inward and clear my head. As soon as magical energy runs through my body, I begin my usual training. My strengthening magecraft succeeded for the first time in years when I was attacked by Lancer last night. It recreates that same feeling before I forget, or else it'll have been for nothing. Brace on. I close my eyes halfway and release the air from my lungs. That's all I can do for now. As I concentrate, everything fades away. The Holy Grail War, Saber, Osaka. If I allow my thoughts to slide into nothingness, any immature hesitations will fall away, and I'll finally get a good night's sleep. Sevu. Habit. How many days are in the game? February 4th. I feel the warm glow of the sun. I wake up, my head hazy to the sensation of cold air on my cheek. Must be a draft. Huh? In the shed. I get up and shake my head 2, 3 times in an effort to wake myself. Oh, right, I just fell asleep like this. After my nightly routine, training to fortify my senses, I must have been too lazy to go back to my room. From how light it is, must be just before 6. Crap. I need to get breakfast ready. I fold my blanket up, pick up all the broken shards from my failed strengthening attempts last night, and head back to the house to wash my face. Oh, cold. The moment I step outside the shed, I realize just how chilly it is out. It's nice. Miyama is typically warm even in the winter, but the temps here on the mountainside still get chilly. And I wash my face with ice cold tap water, which finally gets my mind going. Alright, I'm completely awake now. Lots of minds woken up. All the things I'd rather not be thinking about, like my current situation, I'm rushing back. Alright. I don't have time to putter around washing my face. Time is 5:55. There's a ton to do, but first I need to head back to my room and check on Saber. Yeah, I did leave my room without telling her. I should at least explain myself. I wouldn't want to upset Saber. Going to the shed in the middle of the night is a ritual for me, so I'm sure she'll understand as long as I explain myself. Once I talk to Saber, then I should start making breakfast. Osaka said she doesn't eat breakfast, so I just need to make extra for Saber. Oh, she could buy some more ingredients now that I'll be cooking for more people. I should write that down before I forget. Forget? I have this nagging feeling that I'm forgetting something really important. Oh, crap. 36. Need to hurry or we'll make it. Well, I can't remember whatever it is. It's probably not important. I slowly open the door. The room is just as I left it. There's no sign of Saber waking up in the middle of the night and searching my room. Doesn't seem like she knows I stuck out. Well, that's a letdown. I thought Saber would have noticed. No, she was just in that deep of a sleep because she requires a lot of rest. Oh, right. Maybe that's what she meant when she said she needs to sleep often. She's sleeping as close to me as possible so you can rush right over if something does happen. Whatever the case. It shouldn't make much of a difference as long as I'm in the compound. The bounded field would detect enemy intruders. I'd be able to defend myself for at least a moment, which should give Saber enough time to get to me. Yeah, and the shed has plenty of places for me to hide. Anyway, I don't think I'll get scolded for what I did last night. I thought I would explain myself to Saber, but that doesn't seem to be necessary now. Besides, I hate to wake her up as she's still sleeping. Saber, I'm going to go prepare breakfast. I'll make some for you too, but you don't need to get up if you're still sleepy. I call him back, so keep resting if you need to. After speaking softly to her, I head out of my room as quietly as I can. There's nobody in the living room. I open the refrigerator and plan out what I can make for breakfast. Then, morning. Yeah, sure, get up early. You look like shit. Look, when I have a girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever the fuck, and then I see her get up in the morning and a fucking mess, you don't think I'm not gonna blurt out, you look like shit. Osaka walks in, looking obviously cranky. Osaka. What's going on? Did something happen? Nothing. I'm always like this in the morning. Don't worry about it. Osaka staggers through the living room like a drunken ghost. Hey, are you okay? Your eyes don't look right. I said don't worry about it. I'll wake up once I wash my face. How do I get to the bathroom again? Take that hallway. If you're just going to wash your face, there's a washroom in the hallway near the entrance.
ああ、そういえばあったわね、そんなのが。
Ah, right. I don't know how much she heard, but Tosaka just waves the hand and walks away. And then the doorbell rings, announcing, I guess, the arrival.
シロー、誰か来たけど。
Hey there, someone's here. I hear Tosaka's voice from the hallway. Oh, don't worry about it. The only people who come over at this hour are family. Gotta be Sakura. She has a spare key, so I don't need to go to the door. Honestly, I keep telling Sakura she doesn't need to ring the bell. Sakura's like family, so she could just come in without bothering about the doorbell. But she is always polite enough to ring the doorbell to let me know she's here. I think that's one of the good things about Sakura. One of these days, she's going to wear herself out from politeness. Hold on. Sakura's here. Crap! I run through the hallway. Being angry at my own stupidity is going to have to wait. Right now, I need to rush to the entrance and send Sakura home before she runs to Tosaka. But it's too late. At the entrance, Tosaka is greeting the guest, even though I didn't ask her to, and Sakura looks surprised. Sakura stands at the entrance, and Tosaka is in the hallway. The two of them are staring at each other, the air growing tense.
おはよう、マトウさん。こんなところで顔を合わせるなんて意外だった？
Good morning, Miss Matao. Are you surprised to see me here? Tosaka looms in the doorway, appearing to look down at Sakura like she was looking at walking garbage.
長坂先輩。
Miss Tosaka. Sakura is utterly bewildered. She looks up at Tosaka, fear in her eyes. This is bad. I can't imagine. Hey man, she get a word out. The two of them ignore me as they continue to stare at each other. Like a cat walking into a cat on its own territory. It's like, what the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? There's no room for me to butt in here. The only thing I can do right now is try to think of how to explain the situation to Sakura, but before I can come up with a good excuse, Favor show up.
これはどういう？
Senpai? What is the meaning of this? Sakura looks over to me, almost begging for help. Yeah, it's kind of a long story.
長くならないわよ。単に私がここに下宿することになっただけだもの。
It's not that complicated. I just started living here. Tosaka's response is extraordinarily blunt. Like a fucking cudgel to the forehead. She just cuts me off and gets right to the point.
先輩、本当なんですか？
Senpai, is this true? The short answer is yes. Things happened, and now Tosaka is going to be staying here for a while. Sorry for not telling you this earlier, and sorry you got blindsided first thing in the morning.
謝らないでください、先輩。その、確かに驚きましたけど、そんなのはいいんです。
Shit, how do I explain the relationships through the hose? Oh no. Oh no. Please, do not apologize. I was certainly surprised, but do not worry about it. But what you said earlier, is that...
ええ、これは私とシローで決めたことよ。家主であるシローが同意したんだから、もう決定事項なの。
That's right. This is something Shiro and I agreed on together. The head of the household agreed, so it's pretty much a done deal.
この意味、わかるでしょ、マトウさん。
You understand what that means, Miss Matao?
わかるって何がですか？
Understand what?
今までシローの世話をしていたみたいだけど、しばらくは必要ないってことよ。来られても迷惑だし、来ない方があなたのためだし。
Damn. Bold as ice. Anyway, you seem to have been taking care of Shiro for a while now, but that won't be necessary now. I'd rather you not come here. For your own good. Sakura looks down and falls silent. And after a chilling silence,
わかりません。
I do not know.
はい。
Huh? Come again?
私には東坂先輩のおっしゃることがわからないと言いました。
I said, I do not know what you mean, Miss Tosaka.
ちょっとさくら、あんた。
Wait, Sakura, you...
お邪魔します先輩。お台所お借りしますね。
Please, excuse me. Senpai, I will be using your kitchen. Sakura bows to me and walks into the house. She heads towards the living room, heading right past Tosaka and flatly ignoring her. Tosaka just stands there, aghast. Yeah, Tosaka, do you think people just listen to you because you're you? I'm no different. I've never seen Sakura act her like that. I don't know what to say. Well, that comes as a surprise, but it isn't the only one. Hey, Tosaka. How'd you know Sakura always comes to my house? I never told you she came by to help me out with housework.
ああ、それなら前にちょっと小耳に挟んだだけよ。ただの偶然。
You fucking lying. Anyway, well, I just heard rumors. That was just a coincidence.
それより驚いたわ。あの子、ここじゃあんなに元気なの？学校とじゃ大違いじゃない。
What's more surprising to me is that she's so energetic and happy here. She's completely different here than when she's at school. You call that energetic and happy? You called telling you essentially to go fuck yourself? I'ma go into the kitchen? Hmm. Hmm. Shiro has women fighting to be in his kitchen. Quite impressive, actually. Osaka must be really surprised, given how annoyed she sounds. Which means Osaka knows Sakura pretty well at school. Yeah, she knows her well, alright. Sakura seems to know Tosaka too. And the two of them appear to have a good senior and underclassmen relationship I was unaware of. But that aside... Oh god. Anyway. Actually, I'm surprised too. I've never seen Sakura so snappy before. I kinda like it. Sakura is no different here than when she's at school. And what we just saw was out of the ordinary. Huh.
そうなんだ。まずったわね。さくらがあんなに意固地だとは知らなかったわ。こうなるんなら、シローの口から説明させればよかった。
Okay. Well, that was my bad. I didn't know Sakura was so stubborn. If I'd known, I would have made you explain everything to her, Shiro. Obviously. Compared to Tosaga's merciless explanation, I would have handled that a lot better. But what's done is done. And what do you mean, this is bad?
そりゃまずいでしょう。これからこの家は戦場になるかもしれないのよ。だから私たち以外の人間を寄せつけないようにってさくらをたしなめたのに、あれじゃあ逆に追い出すのが難しくなったじゃない。
Of course this is bad. This house might turn into a battlefield. I was harsh with Sakura. Trying to drive her from the house so innocent people like her won't get caught up in this war. Now it's going to be a lot harder to get her out of here. You see, Rin, The ability to have Sakura not be a part of this at all was completely dashed through the window when she showed up and had fucking purple hair. Which actually also kind of surprises me, now that I think about it. The person with the most normal ass hair color. Fate is not. Fate is surprisingly filled with people with normal hair colors, actually. Like, the most abnormal one is Sakura. Usually people are just some flavor of blonde or brown, and in Chiados' case, they're just a fucking ginger. That's gonna be a lot harder to get her out of here. How is you being harsh? I thought you were just bullying her.
そこなんかつまんないこと言った今
Hey, that's slander right here. Always. I was just being honest. What should we do about Sakura? At this point, she's not going to leave easily.
そんなのをなんとかするしかないでしょうでさくらが来るのは朝だけそれとも夕食もこき使ってるの
Well, we have to do something, so. Does Sakura will only come for breakfast? Or do you force her to come for dinner too? I'm trying to make it sound so bad. Yes, she comes every morning, but not as often for dinner.
そうそれじゃあこれからは毎日になりそうね
I see. And now she's going to want to come every night, so yeah, to keep an eye on you. Shiro, you don't know women. You don't know women. Huh. Every night? For what? As I tilt my head in confusion, Tosaka sighs in belief and disbelief. Soon after, Tosaka remains in the living room while Sakura begins preparing breakfast in silence. I was a little worried about leaving Tosaka and Sakura alone in the same room, but I'm not stupid enough to forget about Saber. It seems like Sakura is mad about Tosaka being here, so things will just get worse if Saber comes out too. Which is why I decided to explain the situation to Saber. So there you have it. Okay, Sakura. Oh, the girl who's here is named Sakura, but she's an ordinary girl, not a major anything. So we can't have her getting dragged into the Holy Grail War, if possible. I'd like her to stay away from the house for a while, without ever knowing why. What the hell? I didn't come here to consult her on how to get Sakura away from here. Anyway, Sakura's acting real strange this morning. Tosaka's the reason, but I don't want to upset her even more. Well, you see, Sakura's surprised because some stranger's here, so she'll get even angry if she sees you here, or being rude or something, Saber.
いいえシロの言いたいことはわかりますつまり私はここで待機していればいいのですね
Not at all. I understand what you're trying to say, Shiro. You want me to stay here, correct? Yeah, I'd really appreciate that. I'll come back for you right after I see Sakura off. You can eat breakfast then. Saber nods quietly. I'm so glad Saber is so understanding. Okay. Worried about what's happening in the living room, so I should hurry back.
シロ
What's up, Saber?
はいそのようなことを私に説明する必要はありませんがもう少し落ち着くべきです先ほどからシロの言動は破綻しているかと
You have no obligation to explain yourself in situations like this, but you should calm down a bit. Your words and behavior are noticeably disordered. Okay, well, let me explain something to you, Saber. Anxiety. Man. Dumbass. These three words have provided you with what you have seen today. Also, as someone that has usually gets told that you're making an excuse when you tell someone flatly what was the thing that you did as a child, and why you did, and you gave an explanation. Every single time you gave an explanation flatly about why you did something, you just always treat it as an excuse, and you're a little fuck. So, you end up, as you get older, trying to over-explain everything because you expect no one's going to understand what the fuck you're saying. And think that if you don't explain it correctly, or you don't over-explain everything and they don't understand every single aspect, then you might get in trouble for some reason, even though you're not going to. And it, like Saber has said right here, you have no obligation to explain yourself in situations like this. When you're just like, you can't help it. You can't help it, you're just going to explain. Anyway. Am I panicked? Yeah, it's called fucking anxiety. You're full of it right now.
とても今に戻るのでしたら、その前に気を落ち着けることです。
Yes. You are. If you intend to return to the living room, I suggest you calm yourself before you do so. I am like in a constant state of panic half the time whenever I'm, out and about and away from my room. Or basically away from what places I have considered as sanctuary. Saber's advice is given in her usual tone. And breakfast begins as usual, like nothing happened.
どうぞ先輩。遠坂先輩もいかがですか？
Here you go, senpai. And would you like some too, Miss Tosaka? Sakura hands me my bowl of rice. She's acting like her usual self. I don't know what happened while I was gone, but the tension between the two seems to have dissipated. At least, on the surface.
じゃあ、お言葉に甘えて。
Oh, Lord. Okay. I'll take a bowl. Osaka hesitates a little before accepting a rice bowl. Sakura smiles as she puts bowls of miso soup, egg omelet, and other dishes on the table. That sounds good. I would go for some miso soup. Osaka watches the table filling up, looking utterly flummoxed. Osaka, I thought you didn't eat breakfast.
用意されたものは食べるわ。当然の礼儀でしょ、それって。
If someone makes it for me, I'll eat it. It's only polite, you know. Well, as long as you're okay with it, and let's eat. And sorry I made you get everything ready, Sakura.
いいえ、これが私の仕事ですから、気にしないでください。
Please,
私もいただきますね。
please, don't worry about it. This is my job. I'll start eating too.
まったくいい身分だこと。後輩に朝食作らせるなんてどこの王侯貴族なんだか。まあ、それはおいおい問い詰めるとして。いただきます。
Lucky you, making your junior classmen prepare breakfast for you. Who died and made you king? Deserve that kind of treatment. Well, I'll grill you about that later. For now, let's eat. Well, you see, Jiro is quite the commodity in these areas, for you see, how many fucking gingers are you going to spot in Japan? You're just not. Like, I have the recessive gene for fucking gingers, and the only reason I know I have that is because I have a red beard, but it's like not fully red, it's just patchy red, annoyingly. But I also can't grow a beard. It's just all patchy, like, and it sucks. So I just sort of shave. But and the times that I don't shave for like a few days, say like over the weekend, because I am not going to work. Although I did shave before this because I also don't like the feeling of my facial hair. Just pointing out the points that it is visible. You can shine a light and you'll see it flicker red. Which means I could have a redheaded kid. That'd be funny. I'd be like, man, my son, my daughter, you see, when you were brought into this world, Krampus took your soul. It's probably still in my balls. Okay, where was I? The three of us bow politely and begin breakfast. Damn. Nobody's talking. I guess the mood isn't that tense. Our breakfasts are usually pretty light on conversation. The soccer and I aren't really all that talkative. So it's no shock meals are so quiet. Now that I think about it, the only time the meals like I feel like talk a whole lot is like if it's pizza. Because if it's pizza, then I'm just like, oh, I had a slice. And then in between slices, I speak of the words and I talk to the people. But why does breakfast feel so chaotic every day? Wait a minute. I get another nagging feeling. Yeah, Taiga. Senpai, was the fish too salty for you this morning? That's not it. But I just have this bad feeling like I'm forgetting something. What could it be? I try to convince myself that it's probably not important since I can't remember, but I feel like that's a terrible mistake. I'm driven by this sense of dread, like I'm ignoring a fatal disease or something. We should probably go check the shed. Oh well. I bet it's not that big a deal. I mean, come on. I'm only thinking of existential dread, and that happens to me like, okay, actually this does happen to me quite occasionally. I do have depression. Because I remember like yesterday, it's around sometime, I was just, you know, online on the Discord, chatting with my friends, yada yada yada. And then I dip out because all of a sudden I'm hit with the wave of the sad. And what does that wave of the sad do? I didn't fucking know. Where did it come from? I don't fucking know, dude. So I just laid down and passed out. And then woke up and everything's fine. I try to just shove the thoughts from my mind as I go back to eating. Then. I mean, that's the other one. Morning! Oh man. Overslept. The Fujine comes bursting in. I forgot. Could I have forgotten this? I guess I try to just forget my problems rather than deal with them. You know, food. Fujine situates herself in her normal spot. Wow, they're in sync. The two greet her in unison. I feel like this is the one thing that's going to be like completely normal and fine, not even going to like bat an eye. Here you go, Miss Fujimura. It's not must, but please, dig in. Sakura hands her a rice bowl with her usual smile. Fujine takes the bowl and tilts her head in confusion. She senses something strange, but doesn't know what exactly it is. Ah, her survival skills are top-notch. Fujine quietly chews her food. And after finishing a whole bowl of rice, she leans over to whisper in my ear. Hey, why is Tosaka here? He's going to stay here for a while starting today. To stick to the facts. Oh. Oh. Tosaka does some pretty weird stuff. Yeah. He is a strange one. The way she is at school, she's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah, so she's gonna be spending the night here from today on. And Fujine seems to accept this and takes a big gulp of her miso soup. Taiga. You mean staying with you? The table suddenly flips violently. That's rude. A soup. Luckily, Sakura is sitting out of the path of the flying food, while Tosaka had already moved away, apparently predicting what was about to happen, so I'm the only one who ended up splattered. My soup. hot. What the hell, Fujine? Do you realize that's hot miso soup? Piping hot rice and scorching meatballs in a pot? You'd burn me if you spilled those on me. Hey, why are we having food from a hot pot for breakfast anyway? Shut your mouth. What are you thinking, Shido? What are you hoping to be the protag of a rom-com? No, not necessarily. Not this time. They censored this one. Letting a girl stay at your house? I can't laugh at a joke this sick. I wasn't trying to make you laugh, and this really stings. I'm actually getting burned here. Tucker, give me a towel. Here you go. I got you a cold, wet towel, senpai. Thanks. Whoa. I just found a chicken meatball on my shirt. Freaking hot. You mean like a chicken nugget? What the fuck? A chicken meatball. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I guess it's not a nugget. I want to think of a chicken nugget. Nugget, ball, nugget, ball. Forget the towel. You need to explain yourself, Shido. This isn't some sick joke, is it? Of course not. You don't like to kid around about these things, right? Anyway, just like us staying here. Complain all you want, but it's already been decided, so there's not much point. Please, take her. Objection! I don't know what your intention is, but I can't allow it. Big sister will not allow you to live with a girl under your roof. Yeah, because you're trying to have him for yourself, aren't you? Fujine roars. Well, that went about how I expected. Fujine is my guardian, and she's also a school teacher. I think I'm getting out of this situation with 100 whacks from a wooden sword. Or even 100 cuts from a real one. But unfortunately, I have to find a way to live with this. Can you just let this go? I'm not doing anything wrong, and Tosaka and I aren't in that kind of relationship currently. It's just, we kind of ended up in this situation by accident, and I'm letting her use one of the rooms here for now. Shut up, I will not allow it. I won't allow her to stay. I don't know what's going on with Tosaka, but send her home stat. She's not even willing to listen. This is bad. I guess she's not as easy to convince as I thought. Miss Fujimura, you say you do not approve of me staying here, but I already stayed over last night. Tosaka is so casual about how she puts it. Her words seem to be like cold water dumped over Fujine's head. Again? Like I said, Emiya let me stay over last night. Well, actually, I've been here since Saturday evening, so I've technically stayed over 2 nights already. Right now I am staying in one of the guest rooms in the outbuilding, and my luggage is already there. What do you think, Miss Fujimura? I'm already staying here at this point. The color drains from Fujine's face. Look, Yurtsuka would probably just be sitting there like, you flipped the table. And then it would just be like, well, drinking. Probably be drinking. He'd probably just be drinking somewhere and be like, hmm. And Shiro, how dare you? Do you not even consider how Kitsuko would have reacted if he was around? What would he have thought? What he would have thought? My old man would have definitely been happy about it. Something about a man's worth or whatever.
同感。キリツグさん、女の子にはとことん甘い人だったからな。
I can't even argue that. Kitsuko's definitely a ladies' man. I get it. So he passed his bad habits down to you. Shiro, you goddamn idiot! Fujine grabs my collar and shakes me. This is actually really awkward to have happen. But I've had it happen a few times. And it's just like, yep, okay, you do that. Specifically, I remember one of my chiefs being extra silly and going up to me during quarters one day and grabbing my N-dubs by the collars and just kind of shaking me back and forth like being silly. It was not like anything dramatic like the silly Taiga is being. Well, my old man did always teach me to protect girls. I'm not as chivalrous as my old man was, but I still agree. So. But you want me to help you out? You guys have it pretty tough, though. Because of my chivalrous upbringing, I do have to keep in mind that, cold-hearted as she is, Rena's still a girl. Beg of you. I can't get out of this myself. Need your silver tongue here. I nod in Tosaga's direction while Fujine shakes me. Okay, I'll make this quick. Miss Fujimura, the only thing you'll get from shaking Emiya is a weak squeak. So please stop. If you keep it up, you might even shake the breakfast out of him. You think that look on your face is going to scare me? Got another thing coming. Tosaka, I'm an educator and Shiro's instructor. So I'll never approve of you staying over at his house. Fujine takes her hands off me and turns towards Tosaka. It must be her feral instincts kicking in. She must have thought Tosaka would pounce on her if she kept her full attention on me. Why? There are plenty of students in our school who live in boarding houses. Isn't developing and nurturing students' independence part of our school's mission? Don't try to lean on fancy words to intimidate me. Besides, using this place like a boarding house isn't going to nurture your independence. This place is practically a dream house, with food always magically being served to you, practically sparkling clean, and the bath always full of warm water. Staying here will just spoil you. Fujine, again, let me... Why do I have you here? Why do I let you stay? Fujine. That hardly seems appropriate coming from a teacher. Besides, students who live far away are the only ones who typically live in boarding houses. Your house, well, it's further than here. Still close enough to commute. Even Sakura commutes from your side of the neighborhood, so there's no need for you to stay here. Boarding house or not.
改装を行っているんです。
Quick, we need Archer to fall through the roof again. Like, now. Quick, Archer, break the roof. I'll be right back. As I was saying that, I'm like, I need to use the restroom. As an odd face, no. I'm gonna have it close my eyes. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. I'll just leave it there. Okay, back. Sometimes the break is more of like less restroom and more I need break for mouth because voice fine, tongue numb from non-stop reading. Well, you see, right, I didn't write that.
建物ですから、そこかしこにガタが来てしまっていて、改装が終わるまではホテルで暮らそうと考えていたのですが、偶然通りかかってエミヤ君に相談したところ、それはお金がもったいないからうちを使えばいいと言ってくれたんです。
It's an old building, so a lot of places are practically falling apart. I was thinking of staying in a hotel until the renovations were finished, but I ran into Emiya and told him about my situation. He mentioned that it would be a waste of money and offered to let me stay here.
それは確かに素人っぽい発言ね。
That does sound like something Shiro would say.
はい。あまり面識のないエミヤ君からの提案には驚いたのですが、確かにホテル暮らしなんてもったいないし、何より学生
He's laying it on thick.
それなら学友であるエミヤ君のお家にご厄介になった方が勉強になると思ったのです。
Yes, I was surprised by his offer since I hardly know him. And I'm already calling him Shiro. But living in a hotel really would be a waste of money. And that would be especially unstudent-like of me. So, I thought it would be more beneficial and educational for me to stay at Emiya's house instead. Fujine groans. Tosaga's answer, and mannerisms are a textbook. There's no room for Fujine, teacher that she is, to object.
話はわかりました。けど、それでも問題はあるでしょ。東坂さんと四郎は女の子と男の子なんだから、一つ屋根の下で暮らすというのはどうかと思うわ。
I understand now, but there is still one issue. You and Shiro are the opposite sex, and I still don't love the idea of the two of you staying under the same roof. Well, lucky for you, this isn't the this isn't the Arrow. I'm just gonna stick with the first part. This isn't the Arrow version of the game, so we're fine. Also, rude. Very rude. I don't just fuck anything that walks.
どうかとはどんなことでしょうか、先生。
And what are you concerned about, Miss Fujimura?
だからね、東坂さん美人だし、シロもなんだかんだって男の子だし、間違いがあったら嫌だなって。
Well, you know, you're pretty and Chiro's a guy, so I wouldn't want anything inappropriate to happen. Like a three-way.
何も間違いはありません。私の部屋は別棟の隅。エミヤ君の部屋は蔵の近くにある和室です。距離にしてみれば20メートル以上離れているじゃないですか。ここまで離れていれば何も問題はないと思いますが。
I mean, yes, no, not really. This doesn't matter. But yeah, this should not be an issue. My room is at the far end of the outbuilding, while Emiya's room is the Japanese-style room near the shed. Our rooms are about 20 meters away, and that distance shouldn't really create any issues.
別棟には鍵もかかるし、違う家みたいなものだけど。
Well, the outbuilding does lock from the inside, and it's like a separate house.
でしょ？それとも藤村先生はエミヤ君を信用していないとでも？先ほど先生はエミヤ君の教育係だとおっしゃいました。なら、エミヤ君がどのような性格かは、私より藤村先生の方がご存知だと思います。彼がそのような間違いを犯すというのでしたら、私も下宿先には選びませんが。
Now this is great because now you're making it think it's her idea to let you stay here. Anyway, you see? Or do you not trust Emiya? You mentioned that you're Shiro's instructor. That would mean you know him better than I do. If you say he's the type of character who might do something like that, I may need to reconsider staying here. In my experience, it's been to women to be more suggestive of doing such things, and I'm just like, please leave me alone. Anyway, don't be silly. Shiro is an upright gentleman. He would never make a girl cry. Intentionally.
なら安心でしょ。私もエミヤ君を信用していますから。ここなら安心して下宿できると思ったのです。
Upright gentleman. the last and censored arrow game. Then there's nothing to worry about. I believe I could stay here without needing to worry because I trust Emiya too. Fujine starts losing steam. Heck, and the mate, Osaka. There are a few things Fujine could have responded to, but I'm sure Tosaka would have had no trouble talking her way out of them. Anyway, it looks like Tosaka has officially gained citizenship in this house. And what's Sakura been doing? Just over there. Rice bowl. Then breakfast ends. As expected, Fujine gave up after Tosaka talked her down. In the end, we agreed to keep our living arrangements a secret at school, while Fujine would supervise us at home. With that decided, Fujine got really excited, knowing that there were going to be more people in the house, and she left for school in a good mood. Big cat. After breakfast ended, I called out to Saber before I leave for school. Saber, like Kalmas always says, follow Rin's directions at school. And please, seek me out if you are ever in danger. That is how I will know my master is in a dire situation. She returns to her room. It's time to go to school. Then let's get going. I don't know this area very well, so maybe you can show me some shortcuts to school. Ren Tosaka is in her school uniform standing next to me. Red coat. Just like my great-grandpappy. My image of her as an honor student is fading. Actually, great-grandpappy... Great or great-great? I don't remember. Something mom's side. Anyway, but she still makes me nervous when I see her in her uniform. Just going to school with the prettiest girl is nerve-wracking enough, but on top of that... Wait, no, it's Sakura. More partial to the purple. I think it's the long... I think it's... I'm sorry, my brain fizzled out. I was like trying to think of which one's better between Rin and Sakura. Saber. There we go. Fuck both of them. Saber. Senpai, I finished locking up the house. Sakura's coming with me too. Yeah, bitch on both arms. Sakura typically goes to school with Fujine, but because she's a member of the Kyoto Club. This morning, Sakura stayed put in the living room, helped clean up after breakfast, and waited for me to go to school. Yeah, she's not gonna leave you alone with... Did you give Sakura a key to your house, Shiro? I did. Sakura's never doing anything bad, and she's been a big help to me all this time. So, with all that in mind, I can't give you a spare key, but that won't bother you, right? Don't mind, but what's that supposed to mean? You do bad stuff. You probably don't even need a key anyway. I'm not foolish enough to make something so unnecessary. It just would have been a nice gesture, Shiro. You need to really work on your nuances. But also, no, that's so fine. You're right. I won't need something like that anyway. Baka. Stupid. Sexy redhead baka bitch. And Tosaka turns her head, huffing. Maybe I'm just getting used to her, but I'm starting to find these mannerisms of hers fascinating. Huh? What's wrong, Sakura? If you're not locking up, let's go. I got Tosaka this morning too, so I wanted to get to school as early as possible.
します。
I was gonna go for like 4 hours, almost at 3. I think I'm going to probably just decide to end it when I get to the schoolhouse. Just because, for whatever reason, the sleep is trying to take me. It's trying to take me. But I think it's just my brain's asking for a break of the constant voice talky talk. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day or Monday, maybe I'll be able to do a full 4 hours. I'm working on it. One of these days I feel like I'm like, man, I just need to get an inhaler because I keep running out of breath. Yes, you're right. You should go if you insist. Sakura's reply is pretty unenthusiastic, and she trails behind us. This isn't good. Sakura seemed down ever since Tosaka convinced Fujine to back off. Fujine might have consented, but I have a feeling Sakura isn't convinced. I probably need to talk to her. Yeah, I should find a way to give these two time to get along and be friends. Awkward. The sloped road ahead is packed with students. It's 7:30, which is the busiest time for students getting to school. Among the flock of students, I stand out, and I can feel everyone's stare since I'm in pretty famous company. Yet you, the redhead, is walking with 2 women. Maybe she forgot something. But Tosaka's been quiet the entire time. What's wrong, Tosaka? You've been acting weird ever since we reached the hill.
やっぱり変？今朝の私。
Eh? Am I acting odd this morning? No, you're not odd. But your behavior is.
先輩、その説明は矛盾してます。遠坂先輩が聞いているのはそういうことじゃないと思いますけど。
Senpai, that is contradictory. I do not believe that was what Miss Tosaka was asking. Huh? Then what was Tosaka asking?
ですから、遠坂先輩は周りから見られているから、どこか自分の姿がおかしいのではと思ってるんですよね。
No one is staring at Miss Tosaka. So she was worried there was something wrong with her appearance. Isn't that right?
そうだけど、やっぱり桜から見ても変？
Yeah. Do I look weird to you too, Sakura?
おかしいな。今朝は眠いながらもちゃんとブローしたし、制服だってシワ一つないと思うんだけど。やっぱり慣れない家で寝たもんだから、目にクマでもできてるってわけ？
It's weird. I may have been sleepy this morning, but I still blow-dried my hair. I don't think there's a single wrinkle in my uniform. Maybe I have bags under my eyes because I slept in a new unfamiliar place last night. What are you yelling at me for? It's not my fault if you can't sleep. And even if that's why you've got bags under your eyes, it's no big deal, just forget it.
何失礼なこと言ってるのよ。女ってのは生まれた時から自分の身だしなみを気にするものなの。
How dare you? Girls care about their appearance from the moment they are born, unfortunately.
もう今まで外見だけは完璧でいいよって繕ってきたのに、それも今日でおしまいってことかしらね。
I always tried so hard to look perfect, but at least on the outside, but I guess my streak ends today. Nah, it's just because you have the odd company of me. Again, why are you yelling at me? I don't know what's going on here, Tosaka, but it is exactly your fault. I take your frustrations out on someone or something else.
違いますよ、遠坂先輩。先輩は今日も綺麗です。
Please do not worry, Miss Tosaka. You're as beautiful today as always.
みんなが遠坂先輩を見ているのは私たちと一緒だからです。先輩、今まで誰かと登校したことなんてなかったから。
Everyone's staring at you because you are with us. Since you've never come to school with anyone before.
何？その程度のことでこんな扱い受けるわけ？侮れないわね。10年も通ってれば学校なんてマスターしたつもりで。
Yeah, they're just surprised. They're like, what? She's human? Eh? So that's why I'm being treated like this? I'm not insulted, but I figured out how schools work after 10 years. I guess there's still some mysteries left at school for me. Osaka ponders this seriously. It ain't that deep. Hold on. Can't a person ignore someone telling them they're as beautiful as always? Really don't get it, do you? Of course people will notice if you come to school with someone, especially if that person is a guy.
ですね。けど登坂先輩、そういうの気にしない人なんです。だから今まで浮いた話一つなかったんですよ。
Exactly, but Miss Tosaka doesn't really care about that kind of thing. That's why there have never been any romantic rumors about her. Huh. That's good to know. That means there's only been one victim who was taken in by her appearance and suffered the consequences. I whisper that part to Sakura as we walk a bit behind Tosaka, who still looks puzzled. Ew. Those footsteps sound wet. I mean, it's probably because it's snow. Ew. God, no. We walk through the gate, school gate, stairs following us the whole way. I need this sounded. I'm not coming back to this sound. I only need to endure the stairs a little longer, since we will all separate once we get into the school building.
朝から頭痛いのがやってきちゃってまあ。
I'm really not up to seeing the source of my headache first thing in the morning. Tosaka mutters to herself as we head towards campus. Following Tosaka's gaze, I see a familiar face pushing his way through the crowds of students. Oh. Oh, it's my brother. Sakura shivers at the sight of him. Shinji acts like he doesn't see us. Instead, he makes a beeline for Sakura and says, "Why didn't you come to the dojo? Who do you think you are, taking a day off without telling me?" Shinji raises his hand, instinctively. Yo, Shinji, working hard first thing in the morning, huh? I grab his hand and greet him. I would have fucking broken his wrist.
Emiya? お前、そうか。またエミヤの家に行ってたのか、さくら。
You were at Emiya's house again, Sakura.
先輩のところにお手伝いに行っていました。けどそれは。
Yes. I went to help Senpai, but that's...
後輩としての義務だって。まったく、泥臭いなお前は。勝手に怪我したやつなんて構うことないだろ。いいから、お前は僕の言う通りにしてればいいんだよ。
That is your duty as his it's your duty as his junior to do that? That's such bullshit. You have no responsibility to help a guy who hurt himself. Your job is to listen to me. Shinji huffs as he lowers his hand. Again, I would fucking... Like, who talks like this? I'm breaking your wrist. I have no reason to hold on to his hand if he's not going to hit Sakura, so I let go.
しかしなんだね。そこまでうちの邪魔して楽しいわけ、エミヤ。さくらは弓道部の部員なんだからさ。無理やり朝練をサボらせるような真似しないでくれないかな。
You take some kind of sick pleasure in getting in our way, Emiya. Sakura is a member of the Kyoto Club. Stop forcing her to do shit for you that makes her skip practice, okay? I don't have a response to that. Having Sakura come to my place to make breakfast does hold her up in the mornings.
そんなことありません。私は好きで先輩のお手伝いをしているだけです。兄さん、今のは言い過ぎなんじゃないですか？
That's not true. I help Senpai out because I want to. I think you're going a bit too far, brother.
言い過ぎだって。それはお前の方だよ、さくら。 エミヤが一人住まいだからなんだって言うんだ。別に一人でいいって言うんだからさ、一人にしてやればいいんだよ。エミヤみたいなのはそっちの方が居心地がいいんだからさ。
Too far? That's my line. Sakura. So what if Emiya lives alone? He says he's fine alone. Then you could just leave him be. I bet Emiya's more relaxed that way anyway.
兄さんやだ今のはひどいよ
That's a terrible thing to say.
まあいい。今日でエミヤの家に行くのはやめろよ、さくら。僕が来いって言ったのに部活に来なかったんだ。そのくらいの罰は受ける覚悟があったんだろ。
Fine. But no more going to Emiya's house from now on. You didn't come to practice even though I told you to, so you should be ready for some punishment. Sakura gasps and freezes. Shinji tries to grab Sakura and pull her away, but the instant he does...
おはようマトウ君黙って聞いていたんだけど面白い話だった
Yeah.
今の
Morning, Matao. I thought I'd just listen and not get involved, but that's quite the conversation you're having.
父さか。お前、なんでさくらといるんだよ。
Saka? Why are you with Sakura?
別に意外でもなんでもないでしょう
It shouldn't be that big of a surprise.
さくらさんはエミヤ君と知り合い私はエミヤ君と知り合いだから今朝は3人で一緒に登校してきたんだけど気づかなかった
Sakura is Emiya's friend, and I'm an acquaintance of Emiya. That's why the three of us walked to school together this morning. Did you not notice?
エミヤと知り合い。
What? You know Emiya? Yeah, and she is more interested in me than you. Quite rightfully so. I mean, you got about as much redeeming qualities as a piece of shit on the sidewalk.
ええきっとこれからも一緒に学校に来て一緒に下校するぐらいの知り合いだからさくらさんとも付き合っていこうかなって思ってるわ
That's right. As a matter of fact, we're good enough friends that we might keep going home, and coming to school together. Which is why I'm considering being friends with Sakura too.
エミヤとだ
With Emiya? Shinji glares at me. It might be my imagination, but I feel Mirror's intent from him that goes way beyond just animosity. Yeah. And while I haven't really been getting along with Shinji lately, or doing anything that would make him resent me anywhere near this much.
そんなバカな。冗談がきついな、父さかは。君がエミヤなんかと付き合ってないじゃないか。
Really should learn when to shut the fuck up. Ah, don't be ridiculous. This is a bad joke, Tosaka. There's no way you would hang around with a guy like Emiya.
ああ、そうか。君、勘違いしてるんだろう。そりゃ確かに、ちょっと前までエミヤとは友達だったけど、今は違うんだ。もうエミヤと僕は無関係だから、あまりメリットはないんだぜ。
Oh, I know. You probably got it all wrong. Yeah, sure. I was friends with Emiya before. But we're not anymore. Emiya and I are long since done being friends, so you don't gain anything by being friendly with him.
そうなのよかったそれを聞いて安心したわあなたのことなんてちっとも興味がなかったから
That's so. Well, that's a relief, since I never had the slightest interest in you. Whoa there. Feel bad for Suji, I don't. If I were in his shoes, Tosaka's words would be traumatic enough. I probably wouldn't recover for a good while.
お前、
それとマトウ君さっきの話だけど弓道部の朝練は自主参加のはずよ欠席の許可が必要だなんて話は聞いてないわ
You.
そんな規則私はもちろん綾子や藤村先生も聞いてないでしょうね
Oh, and by the way, Matao, about your conversation earlier, I thought morning practices for the Kyoto Club were voluntary. I've never heard that you needed permission to be absent. I'm sure this would be news to Miss Fujimura and Ayako as well.
うるさいな。兄貴が妹に何をしようが勝手だろう。いちいち人の家の事情に首を突っ込むな。
Shut up. None of your business what an older brother tells his little sister. Don't poke your nose into our family affairs.
それは同感ね。だからあなたもエミヤ君の家のことをあれこれ言うのは筋違いじゃない？まったく、こんな朝から校庭で騒がしいわよ、マト君。
Oh, I completely agree. And that's why you shouldn't have anything to say about Emiya's home either. Honestly. You've got some nerve. Causing a scene like this so early in the day, Matao. Shinji retreats a step, still glaring at Sakura and me in the process.
わかった。今朝の件は許してやる。
Fine. I forgive you for this morning. God, I would punch him.
けどさくら、次はないからな。今度何かあったら、その時は自分の立場ってやつをよく思い知らせてやる。
Man, just looking at him and listening to him speak really just makes you want to kill him. Anyway. Fine, I forgive you for this morning, but you won't get a second chance. Sakura, if something like this happens again, I'll put you in your place once and for all. The Shinji heads towards the school building after making his big pronouncement. He's turned tail and run after Tosaka gave him such a dressing down.
ごめんなさい、先輩。兄さんが失礼なことを言ってしまって。
Oh, sorry, Senpai. My brother was so rude to you. Sakura's apologizing just to me, but to Tosaka as well.
朝からいい運動になったわ。頭のギアがスパッと上がったし、ようやく調子が出てきたもの。口喧嘩好きなのよね、私。
Yeah, and telling someone to go fuck off gently is a fun way to start the day. Don't worry about it. It's actually a nice way to start the day. The gears in my head are oiled up and turning at full speed now. I love a good argument, you know. Yeah,
それに、
you're never gonna win one Shiro with this girl.
ちょっとやる
Actually, I don't think any of these girls Shiro could win an argument with.
あいつだって立場があるんだし。ほら、みんなの前でああいうのってしちゃダメだって言うじゃない？
And I should be the one apologizing. I might have gone a bit too far. He still has a reputation to think about. And I shouldn't have said something like that in front of everyone at school, you know.
マトウ君が落ち込んでたら、後でフォローしてあげて。
If Matao acts all down from this, go ahead and cheer him on. Cheer him up. And remove his head from his shoulders and make sure that they social distance themselves from each other and possibly put one in the ground here and another one burn. Or just burn both of it. Actually, you know what? Just set him on fire. Screw all this. Just set him on fire.
これに懲りずにまた突っかかってきてもいいって。
And tell him he can spar with me anytime he likes.
兄さんが懲りていなければ、またお相手をしてあげてください、先輩。
Yes. If a brother hasn't learned anything from this incident, then please, spar with him again, Miss Tosaka. Relieved, Sakura smiles cheerfully. Tosaka seems suddenly bashful and looks away.
先輩も、できれば怒らないであげてください。
Ew. Senpai, please. Try not to get mad at him either. Don't worry, I just want to social distance him from life.
兄さん、先輩しか友達いないから。
Brother's only friend. I wish I wasn't. I know, it's probably impossible for you not to get mad, but I've known Shinji's like that since forever. I could see us getting close again at some point, so I'll take baby steps with him as long as he fucking survives. I don't think he will.
よろしくお願いします、先輩。
I don't know if there's an ending where he does survive. Is there? It sounds like a horrible ending. Yes, I look forward to seeing that happen, Senpai. Sakura quickly bows. Yeah. The only thing I get really mad at Shinji about is the way he treats his sister like crap. Oh god, that noise finally stopped.
それじゃあ先輩。
Oh god, thank Okay. Yeah, I did not want to come back to that noise. There we go, save. Is it? Yeah. Goes. Okay, I'll be continuing some more Fate tomorrow. And I'm ending stream a bit earlier than I intended. I was planning on doing 4 hours, but you know, things, yes. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. So, until later. Play the song. Play the song. Oh. My back. Oh god. What the fuck? Ah. Okay, that hurt. My neck feels like shit. Ah. I'm gonna lie down. I'm gonna lie down. I'm gonna lie down for a bit. We can stream. Catch you all later. Bye bye. Ah, the pain.